guys? Welcome back to another episode of Life Thus Far. You know who I am, Valance Michael. I have my co-host Leland Clayton.
So that.
and we have a very special guest. You know, we're being produced today by Scott Frias. And I'm excited for the guest that we have today. Very funny comedian. My first roommate ever, actually.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And thank you for the compliment.
After my mother.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my mom and then you.
I feel honored.
And then
me, a ginger, and a pit bull. That's a wild step to get to.
Fucking crazy stuff, man. One of my favorite comedians, very good friend,
Thanks.
Kim Ambrose.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
very
what's
kind
up,
of
buddy?
you. I'm so glad you asked me.
Yeah, I'm so excited to hear your story. I'm a part of it. I was there sometimes.
I warned you.
You
I was
did.
like, it's gonna be heavy. So
You did.
I don't know if that's something your audience is about. And you were like, they're here for it.
They're with it. So we actually have a protocol. If it does get super heavy, Scott made a suggestion.
You over the head with
Yeah, he made a suggestion. We put the seatbelts on.
Oh, okay.
And we buckle up.
Buckle the fuck up.
Yeah, so you have yours.
So that's like a trigger warning. I can be like, and now we've reached the buckle up.
It's time to
section
buckle
of the
up.
story.
Mine are freaking pushed through.
Pushing tears out like, should we buckle?
Yeah.
Maybe we should have buckled.
But yeah, this is a life story podcast.
Love it.
And we're here to hear your life story.
Okay. I'm into that. I like history, and lately I've been thinking a lot about how people have been similar to people 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and that's been like on my mind a lot. And so like life stories are interesting to me because most people don't get a statue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
dude.
get put under the ground, and that's the end of it. So
That's
it's
what I'm
interesting.
saying.
I like the premise a lot.
Barely get a tombstone now.
Yeah, seriously though.
Depending on how much money.
What's somebody
Right.
gonna do to get a tombstone?
give a nigga a plaque that nobody can see from a distance. I gotta walk up on it and see it.
Did you hear about that?
Remember me.
You hear about that woman in Mexico? I think it was where she got a giant cock and balls erected on her tombstone because she said, "Well, I don't want my family to be sad when they come see me. I want them to laugh."
That's
Love
good.
that energy.
Permanent
Yeah,
dick
that's
joke
sick.
right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's sick. Tell us about your parents.
Tell us about your parents.
Yeah, start off with
Okay.
Yeah.
My parents were 23 when they had me. They were both 23. They lived in Baltimore City at the time in one of the streets that is considered one of the longest blocks. I don't know if it's in like the U.S. or whatever, but it's one of the longest blocks wherever. They were drinkers when I was born. It took until I was like, I think like 1 or 2 for my dad to kind of get sat down by my grandparents and be like, all right, my guy, you need to tighten that shit up. You got kids, you're doing the thing. My dad tightened that shit up.
Yeah.
My mom, not so much. So I grew up with an alcoholic parent in my house who also had eating disorders. And so I discovered what eating disorders were when my parents separated, which happened when I was 10, which is the year Titanic came out.
Wait, which one? Was it your dad with the eating disorder or your
No,
mom?
my mom had an eating disorder and an alcohol
I
problem
see.
also at the same time.
I see.
Anorexic and bulimic. So she would
Damn,
smash eat,
yeah.
and then she would make herself throw up.
Yeah.
And she drank a lot of beer and ate a lot of salad. Strange balance.
Crazy.
Because beer is like bread.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we even doing here? This
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. You know,
Yeah.
pick vodka. Be sensible. About
Yeah.
these things.
Tequila or something.
You know, something that just runs right through the guts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I grew up.
Russians and the Mexicans are quite fit.
Dude, I'm
Ain't they
saying.
though sinewy? I would say.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like my
Start that stereotype. Spread that.
Yeah. Put that on propaganda. My dad is a very, very good person.
Yeah.
He sacrificed a lot to make sure that his kids had stability. That was very important to him. He took us to therapy. He took us to Al-Anon. He introduced us to the concept that you need to really understand what you're looking at and have a respect for how hard it is. And then when you get help, it's you're carrying that now. Like you pass the torch. His goal was, I want to eradicate alcoholism from my family. I think he's done a very good job of that. My brother doesn't
sick.
touch alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm a very like medicinal user of alcohol. I drank before, but it was never out of control, I would say.
Were his parents drinkers?
No, but his dad's parents were. So they're the people that owned the funeral home. So my dad's parents.
Okay.
Paternal.
Yeah.
And my great grandparents, I knew all four of my great grandparents on my dad's side, which feels like a very lucky thing to me.
Yeah. It is.
It is. A lot of people don't get that. And so I was privy to the generations of how different people do things and how different people, don't talk like that in front of your grandmother, but then her mom cusses like a sailor.
Right.
It's like funny,
Yeah.
So like, she was
Makes
an
you an old
alcoholic.
soul. That's why you're such an old soul.
Thanks, man. I mean, I think
Because one of them probably possessed you. That's
get out of here. I mean, I hope y'all like punk rock and being groovy because that's what we going on this train, baby. Like, you in here now. One of my favorite sayings now is, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Yeah, like that.
So there was a lot of alcoholism in my family, but like the people in my family that were alcoholics all seemed to go through trauma. And so it almost seemed like fair game. And they weren't hitters. They weren't yellers. They weren't abusers of money. They just had an addiction. And I think that also is a good thing, but it also made me justify people's toxicity too. Because I looked at it as, I've always been around people who could handle their shit.
Yeah.
I look down on people who can't handle their alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, quit or get right. Like, figure out how to take that shit and handle your business or stop.
Yeah.
Like,
Stop it.
Right.
Yeah. That's fair.
So I assume that all the thick women I've met in your family are on your father's side. There was some thick women in your family.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was your grandma. I was like, that lady, Jesus.
We like to eat. We do all right. I had barbecue at my wedding. Like, well, you got to appreciate things in life.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
we have a funeral home. Life is for living.
Yeah.
Put some butter in the pan.
Yeah.
And people be like, you can't talk. You're small. I'm tired of being told I'm small. You can't see what's going on down here. Shut the fuck up. I hate that. I get hate for being little. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm hypoglycemic. It's none of your business.
Tell 'em.
Well, I eat obsessively.
Right? Because it tastes good.
Tastes good. Food tastes great.
Fuck off.
Tell us about where you grew up. Were you always at the funeral home?
So the funeral home was always in my life.
Yeah.
I was never really around bodies until I was older. The upstairs of the funeral home was an apartment, and my great grandparents lived there, and I would go up there and hang out. And the way I grew up was very suburban, very local, small town. Even though we're in Baltimore, it was all in like a 2-mile radius. So my parents' house was down that street. You go up the street, right on that corner across the street is the funeral home. You go down that way, there's Grammy and Pop's house, right? My great grandparents lived upstairs. My mom Alice's sister Margaret, she was like a housekeeper basically. She had a crazy story. Long story short, she had a disease. They told her she wouldn't live till she was past 16. They took away her. Yeah, she lived the longest. They took away her ability to have children because they feared that if she was going to live to have kids, they didn't want her to pass her disease down. She never learned to read and write. So when she went to the grocery store with my grandmother, she had cut out parts of boxes of products she needed to buy.
Damn, dude.
So she would carry them and compare them and be like, "Yep, that's the one I need." Like, so they were paying her whole life to just take care of the funeral home, like vacuum and do the, shake the trash out and this and that. Yeah. And so I grew up in a world where everything was very tight knit, everything was very close together, and everybody knew everybody. It's like very Cheers-esque, And my dad used to take us to Myrtle Beach. My great grandparents moved down to Myrtle Beach, so we would go there. He ended up buying a condo there, so we would go there multiple times a year. I was never put in a situation where I felt like I was better than anybody. That was not in our repertoire. When I looked back into my paternal family history, we're from Shenandoah. And apparently we were like alcohol runners. Like we were like bootleggers. And so like we never came, my great grandfather was born in Grafton, West Virginia. He was given the funeral home by a man who, quote, had too many businesses on his hands. My great grandfather was what's called grandfathered in to a funeral director's license. He didn't go to school. The state gave it to him because how else you gonna run this business? So it's like he passed it down to us. Now we have it. And the funeral home will be 100 years old in 2036, I believe, 36 or 38. So we were always around people who needed help.
Yeah.
So the way I grew up was always like,
Motherfuckers always dying.
people be dying on Christmas. On Christmas, you believe this?
Niggas die every day, B. Right?
Sad but true.
Yeah.
So we were always on call. So like if my grandfather needed to leave, birthdays, holidays, whatever, we weren't like, oh, you gotta. It was just like, all right, we'll see ya. And so we were always privy to family information.
Yeah.
You know, we always knew the ins and outs of people's family stuff.
Yeah. Damn, we got all the
You know
gossip
what I mean?
probably for
You know what I mean?
generations.
'Cause
Generational gossip.
Generational gossip.
Crazy.
Saw it all unfold.
Yes, and still to this day, it's
Damn.
wild. It's wild. So I grew up in the sense of like it's assumed you need to be there for people, and I grew up with the sense, and this is from my own like sort of like goings-ons. This wasn't like a mantra in our family, but I grew up with this sense of like everybody experiences loss. It doesn't matter how much money or fame you had. If you are lucky enough to reach an old age, your toes are going to be gnarled at the end of that. So you can't look at people as like they're better than them or they're not. They got less. We all end up in the same place if you're lucky, and it's not pretty.
Yeah.
So I just always had that sense of like everyone experiences loss. Everybody reaches a similar end or a worse one. So to me, people are equal.
Yeah.
Frustrates the shit out of me that other people don't know that.
Yeah, I feel you. How old were you when you, I guess, got the death talk?
There wasn't a talk. Actually, I have an interesting story there. So I guess this is one of those things where you go, God has a sense of humor. So I got to remember which person it was first. Okay, so my dad's mom's mom, Mom Eve, alcoholic, but fantastic woman, right? Funny as shit. Just a spirited woman. People tell me all the time, Eve would be so proud of you, right? Just because I'm spicy, right? Apparently Eve loved neurodivergency, but we didn't have these words back then, right? So Eve passed away of cancer, and we all got together for the funeral. The funeral is naturally going to be held in our family funeral home. She was the first of the 4 grandparents on my dad's side to pass. So her husband's still alive, and then Pops, my dad's parents, are still alive. My dad's parents are who live at the funeral home. We are on the second day of 2 days of viewing, and then the third day you have the service, right? Where you go to the cemetery mausoleum.
Yeah.
On the second day of Eve's funeral, my great-grandfather, who owned the funeral home, took a nap and didn't wake up. So we, the funeral home family, are at a funeral in our funeral home and now have to plan another funeral.
Yeah.
So that slip of paper going to school
It's
being
legit a
like,
death at
and
a
we got
funeral."
another one. They're like, you murdering these people? Like, God damn. We said, well, how much insurance do you get? Like, so we had like the double dose. So for me, that was like, there was no talk. It just happened. Death happens. And they were old. It wasn't that shocking other than the fact that he didn't have a disease we knew about. It just happened. So I've never had the talk.
Did you get a talk?
No, I think it was Lion King. Mufasa.
That hit all of us in a place. Absolutely.
For me, I think it was Full House. They brought a grandfather on there just to fucking kill him. Just
Game of
kill him,
Thrones
yeah. Motherfucker was not in any other episode.
He had one cough.
And it was heartbreaking too.
You got attached to him.
Shit was sad. It was a great old white man.
Did you talk to your parents of like your family? Like, were you like, hey, so this like character?
Nah.
The very idea. The very idea.
Not really. No, we just let it slide.
Did you have the separation of like, okay, that can happen to other people, or were you like, oh, that can happen?
It was, that could happen. That could happen. Like, because with my experience, I grew up with the hood movies and like those people died.
Violence.
Yeah, it was always kind of like this violent thing of just knowing that people die and don't come back. You know what I mean? So, but then it's just like it can happen to your family. And then I spent like the most part of my life worried that my mom, every time she left out, she wasn't going to come back. It's not my therapy session though, but Jesus.
No, but it's true though. It's true though, because I see hood stories as being very Shakespearean.
I don't know. I feel like
there's
they
twists
set
and
up.
turns and
I feel like it's unreal expectations because you die in this one and then you'll just be cast in this next one.
I saw Malik in the other movie.
Yeah, they use like the same 7 dudes. Like it's always
right.
Yeah. Omar
until Shadas. And then just is a whole other production.
Yeah. King Phoenix, he back again.
Like
shit.
Oh.
But yeah, that's a weird one though. And then I think it was like All Dogs Go to Heaven. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that was harsh.
Yeah, we had
fucked
a lot
up
of
to do to children.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Like really, dogs?
Yeah.
Really?
And then what's that old comedian that was like God? Remember the old white guy? He looked like the dude from was it George Burns?
Burns, yeah.
And he played God, right?
Yes.
Wasn't it like 3 fucking movies or something like that?
Oh God. Part 2,
Yeah.
There's a lot of Would you ever stop dying, old man?
I read his autobiography.
How was that?
And I cried
Really?
with the part where he talked about when Gracie died. I was like 17 in shambles over this comedian's story. Like this shit is in my bone marrow, dude. I can't get away from it. Like,
Shit.
Also, My Girl was one of my favorite movies growing up.
Oh yeah, My Girl, dude.
that reached my
I feel like
family
that
on
was
a
your
personal
childhood.
level. I know. People always ask me that. People always ask me, "Did you see My Girl until 6 Feet Under came out?" And then everybody wanted to know, "Did you see 6 Feet Under?" And I'm like, "No, I'm 12. It's fucking appropriate." Like, yeah, My Girl was weird because bees didn't have shit to do with funeral homes, and so I didn't know why people were concerned if I saw it or not. Like, it's just an American movie. I don't know why I would go see it. It's not like she pricked her finger
are you
on a
allergic
needle
to
and was
bees?
like, "I have AIDS." What is that?
Are you allergic to bees?
No,
Oh,
luckily.
I don't think I've ever been stung. So I
I
could
don't
be
like being stung. But
have you been stung?
No,
Yeah, it's not cool.
it's not cool.
It's not chill. Tell us about school. Were you a good student?
I was very concerned about doing the right thing. My daughter is cut from my cloth. She's very like, I want to make sure I get the right grades. I wasn't stressed about the grading system. I've always had a sense of rebelliousness and questioning things and kind of being like, what is an A? What is a B? What is a C? Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
But knowing that I couldn't understand something really stressed me out. And unfortunately, because I went through the Baltimore County public school system, you might remember I had a joke where I was like, if I've walked 100 miles on the Appalachian Trail, I used to list these things and saying, I've survived the Baltimore County school system. Like, that was part of it because you'd get into these classrooms where some of the teachers just did not, let's say, have the support they needed to be the best that they could be. And so you were really left sitting there, again, justifying those shortcomings and going, well, I guess we just got to get through this, which is a very like British derivative concept, right? Pick yourself up and carry on. If Churchill can make it through the wall, you can get through 7th grade, right? But at the same time, now you see these things being sort of, dealt with and looked at. My daughter's generation is different. There's discussion and there's verbiage and there's things and we didn't have. And I look back and I had a teacher throw a hardcover textbook at the wall out of frustration and I was on the end of the row. That shit landed by my head. And I went home and told my dad and he was like, not on my fucking watch, and had to call and found out this dude was like 22, fresh out of college. His temper got the better of him. So the classrooms where I struggled, like math and sciences, I love those concepts. And so it's very sad to me that I did not have the like nurturing that I could have used. Now, English, literature comprehension, I got that shit in the bag.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really good at that. But the stuff I struggled with, I wanted to know more. Like, I wanted to champion it.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, you can't do it all.
That's true.
Yeah. In high school, I just was like, I think it was by middle school, I was getting in trouble for reading books in class. So I was bored. So this is
I'm learning, aren't I?
Right.
Shit.
Right. What does Irving Welsh not have to teach me about heroin addicts when I'm in social studies? Like, I read Fight Club in school, and I felt like I was going to get in fucking trouble because I was reading instructions on how a light bulb bomb is made while I was in history class, and I was like, they better never find out what I am reading in school right now. Like, I love reading. I've never stopped learning. In fact, coming out of PTSD, which we'll get to, I'm sure. That was one of the key signs that I was coming out of it, was that I picked up on learning again. And dove in. I couldn't learn enough.
Yeah.
So I love school. I don't love the school system, but I love learning.
Sick.
I want to learn Latin.
Yeah.
Like even still, like it never stops. Like
Decode ancient scribes.
I'm gonna be coughing
Scrolls.
on the last moments of my life, like. But just tell me more about how the Italians in the Renaissance made ships. Like I'll never know enough.
Finish this story.
Yeah.
Did any of your classmates know about your family business?
Oh yeah, everybody knew. It was a small town. You know, the elementary school was right across the parking lot.
Okay.
It was on the other side of the parking lot from the business. The middle school is just up the road. My dad attended all the schools that I went to.
And your last name was on the building?
My last name's on the building. And a lot of the teachers that some of the teachers that he had, I ended up having.
Oh, okay.
You know, they were not concerned with the funeral home. They were concerned with my badass uncle. They were like, you're not about to bring that energy up in here. And I was like, I'm not about to bring that energy up in here.
What was up with your uncle?
He also
the dark horse.
Also neglected by the lack of information. Definitely ADHD. Definitely could have, been benefited from prescription medication and learning styles and different things, but did not get that, and so just had to push on
How much older
through.
is your uncle? Because I have an uncle that's like 2 years older than me.
Oh wow, okay.
But also,
Okay, so he was very young when you were born.
Yeah.
He was 2. What?
Grandparents
That's
was
wild.
getting it.
Yeah.
Or mom started early, dad started early. Somebody started early.
The paternal side of my family, they will not stop having kids.
We have discussed
They can't
this,
stop,
haven't we?
won't stop.
Listen, when you got
Lock
good
that man
DNA, when you got
Diddy's
good
a
DNA,
problem. Yeah.
just pass that shit on down. We need more of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he's I think we're all questioning a lot in our generation about how the narcissistic offset of families with addictions and boundaryless expectations in families and all these things are being discussed now. He's definitely one of those Gen X people that is all fucked up from being raised by the baby boomer people and is just sort of like he's in his own space. He's his own guy. He does his own thing, and it's like, okay, all right.
I wish when I was in school, I would have known what anxiety was.
Same.
Social anxiety and all that shit.
Agreed.
Instead of just feeling like I was just weird or different than
Yep.
everybody else.
Feeling like your blood's humming because there's too many people talking at once.
Like I hated the school cafeteria.
Yeah.
Like,
Same.
I did not.
That's too much stimuli.
Too much going on.
Yep, I had
And
one
did
panic
not
attack a
know
day.
what that was. Was trying to just deal with it and
Yeah.
way through life.
Right.
Yeah, why is my heart beating so fast? Why am I so sweaty?
Why don't I want to eat
Yeah.
at lunchtime?
Why can't I see anything?
Why are my hands numb? Yeah.
Then you go outside with all the rest of the kids that got anxiety and start smoking.
Yeah.
We found our tribe. And we were around the corner watching for the school officer, keeping a peep on. You know who's real anxious for keeping watch? You know who's real good at keeping watch? Anxious people. Because they're the ones smoking anyway.
Who that?
Yeah.
You heard that?
In Whose Line Is It Anyway? They were doing one of a dating show, but you had to guess who it was. And he was supposed to be an escaped convict. And he was like, I love long walks on the beach. Do you hear dogs?
Is that a whistle?
Yeah.
I heard a car pull up.
What was high school like for you?
High school was fun. My friend group was all the kids that were different. So we were all very different from each other. So I was like a sweet, artistic person who read a lot. My other friend, Ian, was like the metalhead. He liked dark comic books and he was like fucking really good at guitar and he had a lot of emotion. And like I had my other friends who were like pothead emo, cute chicks who loved retro style. You know, I had the cousin who was into Beavis and Butthead and The Cure and, just like that wonky shit and British comedy introduced me to the young ones. Everybody was very different and we all got along really well because of that. And the thing that bound us all together was we all had massive emotional problems. And so when we all got together, what do we want to do? Feel better. So we laughed a lot. We smoked a ton of weed. We drank vodka and we just felt fucking better. And it was not a place to stay.
Yeah.
But it was definitely an island to sunbathe on for a little while while you're in between a lot of expectations and no fucking idea what you want to do with yourself. And so I feel very fortunate because I don't have any stories of being mistreated as a female. I don't have any stories of being tricked or betrayed. I just have these problematic kids who were just nice to each other. Things got complicated when we got out of high school because that's how life gets. But I feel very fortunate about that. And the stuff that I wasn't good at, chemistry and whatever, just got through it.
Yeah.
And the stuff that I was good at, loved it.
And you're working on your chemistry now. You just do it in your basement.
You know how I am. You know how I roll.
Blue magic.
Yeah.
That's a brand name. I stand by it.
Word. What about after high school?
After high school, one of the first things I did was walk 100 miles on the Appalachian Trail through Shenandoah with 35 pounds on my back with my boyfriend at the time and our friend.
And what made you want to do that?
So my boyfriend at the time, his family had a place up in West Virginia. And we would drive out there 4 hours one way. And it was glorious. There's no cops around up there. People aren't in your business. I mean, they are, but we weren't living up there.
Yeah.
So people aren't in your business, you know? We would run around.
I mean, they are. You don't know.
We don't know. And there's not enough info to gather because we weren't there to create info, right? Like we came up on weekends and this and that. We'd barbecue and we'd fuck off, right?
Yeah.
So we grew weed up there. I met a man who grew up in Baltimore and worked for the Whirlpool company, if we remember that, and then making, appliances and this and that. And he was such a good influence on my life. His nickname Peeps. He had no teeth, and he was funny as shit. And he built himself this like one rectangle dwelling, and his front door, his only door, was a sliding glass door. So we would go down to hang out with Peeps, and he would open the door, and he had no teeth, so he could do this. He'd do that massage thing a lot. Right, he'd do that like massaging your gums.
Yeah.
And so he would open the door and he'd stand there for a second and he'd go, "Y'all want to get high?" And we'd be like, "Yeah." And we would literally just like, I know it's like a parent's nightmare that you're like hanging out with an older man and smoking weed, getting high, but like seriously, I got so much church from this dude. I felt that was the first person in my life that made me feel like I wasn't toxic for being different. Like he was just on his shit. And I was like, man, if this dude is this old and he can be on his shit, it's perfectly okay for me to be on my shit. I didn't expect that to mean I wouldn't have to weather storms for being different. It just meant that like you can do you. You can be you. And I miss that guy. You know what I mean? Like I miss that.
Yeah.
But
older people have more experience.
Yeah, man.
they got more experience.
Who
They've
knew?
been through things.
Yeah.
Right. His wife had died. He named his tree that was out front of his house his wife's name, and he would talk to her sometimes. And like you could tell when he was in his feelings and when he was happy, he had no qualms about just being where he was at.
Yeah.
And so that made me feel like I don't have to have qualms about being where I'm at. He was just a very healing person in my life.
Did he wet the joint a lot? He didn't have teeth.
Oh yeah. I mean, he had a roller, but he was professional. This is a man who's been rolling since 1972. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, when you pass it back and forth, it's like Jesus.
oh no. No. This is classy shit. This is the bowl was small, so he would pack it because it was Afghan Kush, so it was dry. So he would pack that shit down there. You would smoke that little bowl. He'd tap that shit out, pack it again, and then go to the next person.
Wow.
So this shit was very classy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is very classy.
Very classy. There wasn't
smoke up now,
we weren't getting herpes off each other and shit. Like we were like.
Every time I see somebody take the bowl and then light the end of it, like the fire did, like where my mouth just touched,
Right.
I'm like, I don't have herpes.
Yeah, but
I can't blame anybody for being cautious. You don't know. Some things don't show signs until later.
that's
So.
That's like don't get offended. Don't get offended.
I'm still offended nonetheless,
That's like-
despite science.
I don't have a bump in my lip today.
Today. Oh man. But like, what makes you say like, yeah, man, I wanna walk.
Oh, so we would climb the mountains. You know, we were like, this is my, like, I'm 19 and I'm not wearing a bra no more and I'm going to do what I want. Like, just running around braless on a mountain, just sweating, having a good time. And that was fun to us.
Yeah. I mean, like 19, you have all of the energy in the world still.
I mean, still, like, even still today, like,
your bones still heal good.
Right. If you take me to somewhere and you're like, you got to get up that hill, I'm just going to take a deep breath and get up that hill. Like, I love your heart beating. I love hearing, one of my favorite things in life is when you can hear the wind pushing the leaves before it passes by you, because you're in a space that's so large that you can hear the trees getting shook over there, and you can watch the wind push the trees, and you can watch it and go past you. That is like one of the coolest things ever.
I love that shit, but standing still, I'll wait for it.
Right. You're like it's like a pterodactyl. If you don't move, they don't see you.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I just grew an affinity for being in nature. And so when my boyfriend at the time and our friend John said they were going to walk the trail, I kind of like invited myself. But I was like, yeah, of course we're going to go, because we were a unit. And come to find out, I'm a codependent. Can you fucking believe? And so when I was like, oh, the boys are going, I'm going. It was like, yeah. And I think they were kind of like, we didn't want you to go. And I'm like, bitch, you better change them thoughts. Like, I'm going.
And you showed up without a bra. How dare you?
How dare I?
Right.
I walked the Appalachian Trail in Victoria's Secret pajamas because a bitch wasn't playing a game. Like, I wasn't playing a single game. I was like,
secret on the back.
It was a secret, but it was well known because they were rainbow. I had rainbow pajama pants walking the Appalachian Trail. I've been a hippie since day one. I just hate when people call me that. Because I don't smell bad. I take care of myself. I have several jobs. Yeah. You know, but I don't know. I just grew. I think it was healing for me. I think I've always enjoyed feeling the strength of my own potential. I'm okay with my shortcomings. I don't want to not meet the other side of that. If I can do it, I want to do it. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it is. If I can do it, I want to do it. So, you know, we just got into that scene, like the hiking scene. That year, that movie came out about that kid played by Emil Hirsch.
Guy that had to cut off his arm?
He died in the wilderness. What's it called? Into the Woods? Or
with the bus.
The bus. That movie came out like that year. Yeah. You know the one. Yeah. And then a guy
Into the Wild.
Yes, thank you. So it was just kind of that era for me and the group. It was just like us three kind of separated from everybody.
Let's go get fucking lost in the woods, man.
Let's go get lost in the woods and grow weed, dude. Peeps used to work at a place called Camp Putak, which is here in Maryland. It's like a kids' summer camp. And he actually had a teepee skin. So we felled like 3 trees. We like sawed 3 trees down and felled that shit. And put the teepee skin around it, and we slept in a teepee for like 3 weeks out in the mountain. Like,
that was like cow, right? Was that cow skin?
I think so. Yeah. It was dope as hell. You know,
some sort of bison or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you get back to society, you're like, oh, this is much better. Like, you appreciate it. It's like being an adopted dog. Like, right.
Being in the woods in West Virginia, what type of spooky shit did you see?
Well, honestly, like, I know the story that you want is like Mothman and aliens. You might need to buckle in, because this is where it turns dark. So this is not my story, and I'm not going to say who this happened to, but we were all up there, and it was a bunch of us, and one of the people that came with us was walking back, but he was going to go to the camping spot, which is lower down on the mountain, closer to this pond. And we were going to go up to the barn, which was higher up and on the property where it was like flat, and it was higher up on the hill. And Peeps had just given everybody for Christmas these German butter tins. So it like locks, it like slides.
The Danks butter cookies?
No, German. This is literally, he bought World War II insulated butter tins. So you would melt butter, pour it in, lock it shut, like close it, and then you would put that in your sack. And he bought those on the internet, and he filled them with weed for everybody. That filled them, right?
Peeps.
That was right. Like, that was everybody's gift that year. So we all had those on us all the time. And one of my friends was stopped by a cop van that came up the road, And apparently, that was a corrupt police officer who raped my friend.
No.
And they took him back to the police station, and they held him overnight. They did not call his family.
No.
I don't think it was recorded that he was there.
Dude.
And they dropped him back off at sunrise in the van, and he had to walk back up the hill.
Dude.
And when he showed up, from what everybody said, his face was white as a ghost. He was livid.
Yeah.
He was livid, and he immediately took a shower. And this is a dude that he didn't
Never took
shower.
a shower.
He'd never shower. I've never seen this man shower. You know, he just lived in his filth. We were young. It was whatever.
Yeah.
And this dude got back, went in the house, took a shower, and was pissed off, and immediately went to all the neighbors and was like, "You need to watch out for this cop. This is fucked up." He didn't say what happened.
Yeah.
But someone else who was a victim of his told what happened when he pulled her into an interrogation room and turned the cameras off, and she told. And they started going backlog through his history, and they found him out. And I said to my friend, because we had never heard the story, but we all assumed what went down, and because he stopped coming up. I mean, it was like cut and dry, right? And he...
I mean, you think you're going to go have a good time with your buddies, and then...
We're in the woods, bro.
Yeah.
We found out why that cop was there was actually because a new group of people had bought a house. It was like a family. Had bought a house further down the mountain. And the daughter of that family had a boyfriend who was a raucous mess. And he had stolen a bunch of their guns. And so the police were called to the house to report the guns missing. That cop was on that call, apparently, and found out that all these people are up here on this mountain, and figured I can go up there and mess with people.
Damn,
and he was
dude.
right. He did. He could go up there and mess with people.
Damn, dude.
So when we kind of when that hit our group, that kind of changed things.
Yeah.
Our friend wasn't coming up there with us anymore. I was feeling less stable
Puts a
about
cloud
being
over
up
it.
there. Just being up there when when no one's around, you move different.
Yeah.
You not think as a female, if I'm in anywhere, if I'm in the city, the suburbs, wherever, I'm not going to the corner store at midnight.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
I will forego whatever we need and wait till tomorrow. In the mountains, you don't have that feeling because what are you to be scared of?
Right.
You hear a little rustle, it's a squirrel. There's a raccoon over here eating people's trash. You got deer eating people's flowers. That's the shit you worry about up there.
Yeah.
That type of shit put a whole new thought on what could happen.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of slowed down. We'd been going up there a long time, so we just got to the age where it was like, all right, well, what now? What are we doing now? So that was, like I said, as far as things to be afraid of up there wasn't no oogie boogies and, ookity spookities. There was real ass
Just
shit.
the regular scary stuff.
Regular scary
People.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crooked ass people.
Crooked ass people. They go everywhere, which is the fucking worst part of it. You're like, I
That's
can't
the
even.
thing. Why can't they just be in one place?
Right. Right. This is what I
Why
always
can't-
say. Right. Unless you're ready to brave the storm, don't go that way. Right.
Yeah, you don't want to know. what happened to you.
Over there, right? Damn, dude. So, what happened after the woods? When you stopped going to the woods?
Well, at that point, I was thinking a lot about what do I want to do with my life. I was getting to that age where you start to be like, all right, it's like Shaun of the Dead, where he's taking a little too long to mature. It's like you get to that point where you're like, all right, I really, really, really wanted to go to film school. I looked up the New York Film Academy. I really wanted to do that, but I had two problems. Number one, I was a codependent and I didn't want to leave my friends. That was a mistake. I should have said, love you, but I got to go, right? However, this is before the Me Too movement. And something in me, because I know a lot about Marilyn Monroe, and I know a lot about movies, and I know a lot about the history of the movie industry. I know quite a bit, I'll say, about the history of the movie industry. I felt like I was at a complete disadvantage if I was to put myself in that world.
Oh my God, dude. Scott, cut to me, please. Dude, look at me, man. I'm so freaking adorable. I thank God every day that I'm only starting to blow up right now. Because Diddy would have got me.
Diddy would have got you, man.
Diddy would have got
me. People were out there.
Freaking look at. Diddy would have got me,
snack,
dude.
He's a meal.
He would have got me.
Say, hey, Playboy, turn that bush into a ponytail.
Dude.
I know you want this future. I know you want this future.
And that's the thing I did. But
the thing about me is I would have.
Dude, he would have got me.
What's a dick? or two.
Yeah, but we're getting it on our own. We don't need them.
Nope.
We don't need to go through all that
Hard
hassle.
work and hustle.
Yeah,
I think about that a lot. The art that we did not culturally get to benefit from because of people who were victimized and left their art. You got Epstein, people who stopped painting, people who were victimized by Epstein. You got actors who wrote things, wanted to produce things, had great ideas, and people just fucked their psychology
IP
into the
stolen,
ground.
just like
Ideas stolen, but also just things that never came to fruition.
So many things,
actresses that, you know, we talk about representation. There's a lot of actresses and musicians that that little kids never got to see look like them on screen because they got victimized out of the game, and that really pisses me off. Like, so I felt like a couple things. Number one, I don't want to be in a situation where I end up on a casting couch and something is expected of me because I just wasn't minded like that. I'm not a baller or a shot caller. Like I know me. If somebody wanted to bully me, they could have done it. I'm not a soft bitch. However, I know if somebody was dangling my future in front of me, I probably would have been like, I mean, I could do it. You know, like I would have walked into some trauma. So I just decided, like, I don't think that's my scene. The other thing that kind of kept me away from it was I felt like, who am I helping? Like, if I become a filmmaker, who is that helping in the world? There's all these people out here, and this industry is so far removed from real life that I wanted to be more philanthropic. So I was babysitting this woman's kid, and she was a nurse, and she was dope. She was dope as hell. And I told her I was thinking about getting into Reiki, like offering Reiki healing, and she was like, you know, you sound like somebody who would make a good doula. I didn't know what that was, so I looked it up, and it turned out it was a person who helps women through childbirth. I was 19 when I discovered what a doula was, and I don't think I've ever dove into anything head first the way I dove into that. I felt like I have a mom issue, and so I felt like, oh wow, like this is so healing. You know, women need to be mothered while they're becoming mothers. This could be healing for me as well. Like, I don't know if I was old enough to be that psychological about it, but I think that's where I was leaning just to find out later that, you know, what was going on. And so I looked into being a doula, and I took the class. I became a doula. I did my 3 births that you have to have documented, and I was a doula, and I was practicing for a while. And that's one of my favorite things I've ever done. I would love to get back to it. I got more into it. I became a childbirth educator, which I'm doing now, which I guess we'll talk about. And I became a massage therapist in order to add to my maternity services. But that turned out to be an excellent career opportunity. So, like, you can make money by, like, turning it on and off, basically. You can massage when you want to. When you're kind of like tapped out, you can pull back for a few years as long as you maintain your license. You can make your own schedule. So it just felt like it just fit me. And I'm directly helping people. But the path to hell is paved with good intentions, man. My body hurts. Like, I'm hurting. You know, I do hard work. So all of that kind of came together, and I felt glad that I did not go and do the filmmaking thing. Now, I wish I would have. Because now that the Me Too movement has come out and kind of put all this on the forefront, it feels safer to go now. It feels safer because now people are looking out for this shit. So now I'm like, damn, like I could have gone. But life is long, right? So the other thing is, I am so impressed by independent people. Like, people who put it together, they you know, you can hire a director. You can hire someone to do that. So it's like, maybe I don't got to go to school. Maybe I just need to write something and have it work out and go that way. Like, there's ways to do it, you know? Yeah, so after high school for me was deciding what I wanted to do, looked into filmmaking, had my little codependent hesitation, had my little I know better hesitation, and then also felt maybe I should do something more philanthropic, and I discovered professional birth support. And so I went that direction.
Tell us more about that.
I love it. It's amazing. I worked with people who'd, like, they just hired me, but then I eventually, for a little while before I moved to New York, I was working at Mercy Hospital. They had a doula program up there. So you could get a doula through the hospital, and so I was paid by the hospital. And it's amazing. Like, I'm a very empathetic person. I literally feel people's feelings, which I have had to learn how to do better. And when you feel You know when you're doing stand-up and you say something and it's the same thing you've said in every room, and for some reason in that room it hits different, and before the last syllable has left your lips, you already are reading that shift where you're like, we were having fun, y'all. What happened? Like, right? I didn't know y'all are so sensitive about that here in Hanover, Pennsylvania, but okay, right? That is to me a lot like what being in labor with a person is like. Like, there'll be, it's these stages. It's like, it's everything life is. It's like comedy and gross stuff and miraculousness and teamwork and isolation and blockages and letting things out. Like, it's all the things that life is in that small window of time where she's like working this person through her. I had this couple that was so cute. She was adorable, like in the way that a beautiful, like powerful person, and you're looking at them from outside of them and you're just like, man, you are a fucking vision of just life, right? She was having a contraction and her hands were on the bed and she's like standing, but she's leaning forward and she's like, Now, one thing you don't do is you never discount the power of a person. If you can do it, you can do it. I'm here for you. I'm not going to panic and think that every time I hear I got to run over there. So me and her husband were on the other side of the bed and we were just watching. Now, when a woman has a contraction, I don't know if you know this, but you shut the fuck up, right? You just let her breathe. You watch. And if she's breathing, you breathe. And you just get in sync with her. And then when it's over, you go, beautiful, breathe that out. It's all you say. She knows what she's doing. She just needs a little positivity, right? A little love. So she... After that contraction, it must have been a good one because she immediately got mad at her husband. She goes, "What are you doing over there? Get over here!" And he was like, "I'm sorry," and just like ran. He was like, "Oh shit!" And he like ran and he put his arms around her from behind her, and she was like, "Oh, here comes another one." And they had another one, and he just like swayed with her, and she's and then it comes down, and she goes immediately flips on a dime. She goes, "I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to talk to you like that." I was like, I love y'all's love. Like, you are so cute. Yeah. Like, I worked with a woman who was sexually abused by her father, and her cousins were locked in the house when he tried to burn the house down.
Fuck.
I worked with a woman who was went to a Catholic high school.
Such a dramatic change.
Well, but that's what it's like. Like, you work with people, like, it's like the funeral home. You're privy to their business. Right. It's a very intimate setting, and there are things that you have to know. You know how people be like, don't identify yourself by your trauma, and you're like, fair enough, but before we go in this room, there's some shit you should know about me, right? Like, fair warning, right? So it's like that. It's like you go in and they're like, hey, nice to meet you, thanks for being my doula. So I was raped, and you're like, okay. Like, and you have to treat everyone as if that's a possibility and maybe they're not telling you. There's just little things. You don't tell somebody open your legs. You say move your knees apart, right? Because somebody might have said that to them a lot when they were too young to comprehend, and that might have got in their crawl, and now their body is opening, and now they're trying to shut it down, and it's like, that's not going to go well. You got to treat everybody like, maybe you didn't tell me that happened. I'm just going to act like maybe it did. I had one woman who was anorexic. She was so small they were worried that her pelvic bones could break. And so they were like, we got to watch for signs. Like, when she's contracting, I need you to tell us if you think she's like not coping well, because it could mean something's really wrong. Bro, she handled that shit. She handled that shit. She was scary small. Like, when I walked in to meet her, I was like, hi. Oh, like, you got to keep your face from, like, she was fucking small. And I was like, we gonna have this baby together. Like, let's get this baby out, right? All the faith in the world in her. She did that shit. You know, I had a client who was at a Catholic high school. She attended a Catholic high school, and they went on a trip to Mexico, and they got kidnapped, and Bill Clinton had to go get them.
Damn, dude.
As like an ambassador. Yeah. And she was one of 5 women who were raped while they were there. And so I had to understand her better. So her story with her and her husband was cool. They met in Europe because the guy she was with left her, like disappeared while she was alone in Europe. And she met another American who happened to also be from Baltimore. And they became friends, and they ended up falling in love and getting married. That's and now they're having this baby. Right. Like, I'm like privy to all this information. I'm like crying, leaving their house. Like, thanks for letting me meet your dogs. You guys are like amazing. Right. So I had to ask her questions like, okay, what what are we didn't have the word triggers back then, but it was like, what are things that like take you to a place where you might need my help or your husband's help to like climb out of it? And she said, I don't like to sweat because they had us in this room for so long that we were sweating. And like when I feel sweat on me, she had been doing hypnotherapy, so she was very aware of her shit.
Yeah.
So she's like, when I sweat, I start to go back to a place. I was like, okay, immediately, gotta have a plan. We can have cool washcloths ready. We need to put some ice packs in your bag, your birth bag. Like, it was like, it's very proactive of taking people's trauma and being like, okay, but we still got to get a baby through there.
Yeah.
So the trauma is like one part of this.
Yeah.
The goal is the thing. So let's figure out how to make it happen. So being a doula for me is like, it's where like a lot of my potential comes into play, and it just goes into that narrow space where you feel like you fit. Like I fit in there. I've been around a lot of death. I've been around a lot of loss. I've had a lot of harsh truths I had to accept about things. And when somebody comes to you and is like, I went through a bunch of shit, you're like, cool, I'm sorry. How are we going to deal with that? I'm here for you. You know, they say holding safe space. The first time I heard that, I was like, I wish I would have had those words 10 years ago. Like, that's what it is. You're holding that space for them, you know? That's why people who are immature piss me off. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Y'all can't handle shit. Look at you not coping.
You're not dealing with your problems.
Your problems, my problems, problems in the world. Look at you just not able.
Tell us a little bit about comedy. How did you start? What was your first show?
So I started comedy because I was in a low place. I had broke up with my ex that I was with, that went to West Virginia, with. We were together like 6 years, high school boyfriend. We were together a long time, and I could literally see the resentment on his face towards me. When I broke up with him, you know, it was very gentle. It was very like, look, we both know, right? And the weekend we broke up was a hurricane, so he couldn't leave the house. And we had a great time. We were laughing. We were smoking. He was packing his shit. We were like, man, fuck this. Like, a song would come on. Like, I used to play a lot of music all the time. And that song, Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, he was like, skip this shit. And like, we were laughing like, man, like, it's like waiting to know you're going to deal with something, but you're not dealing with it today, you know? So when I broke up with him, one of the things I said was like, man, when you come in this house, I hear you playing your music in the car. I hear the car loud. You having a good day. I hear the engine turn off. I hear the music stop. I hear your car door close. I hear you walk up the steps. I hear you open the door. I see your face, and it goes from doing your day to not feeling it. And I was like, I don't know if it's living in this house. I don't know if it's living with me, but I just feel like you're coming in and you're letting me know this shit is busted. And there were signs up to that point which are like, you know, I don't want to bore you, but it's like, you know, we we went to a grocery store while it was raining. And I am visibly shaking, and he did not offer me the sweater he was wearing. And when this was on the way to West Virginia. When we got to West Virginia, we immediately went up to this house of these neighbors that were cool as shit, and we used to hang out with them. This girl who was there, her boyfriend immediately saw me and took his sweater off and was like, oh my God. And like he almost like he couldn't consider not doing that for someone. And so I felt like if another man is doing what you should be doing, that's a sign. That's a sign. You should not be able to get in my pussy and I'm shivering next to you. That's fucked up. So that just kind of ended. It pittered out, you know, and he was not happy about it after that. Once the shit hit the fan, he was not happy about that, the breakup. But, you know, men go through that. You know, they get mad about it, but whatever. And so I was in a low place because I did not have the tools to dig in and do the work about codependency or any of those issues, but I knew that what led me to where I was.
For a codependent person to be like, I can sever this connection.
Yes.
Just for you to get there is huge.
Did you know that was a thing?
No. I thought, here's somebody that doesn't actually love me and I'm sleeping next to him every day. You know, I thought, you know, here's somebody that of all the things you're supposed to be to me, a friend is the first thing you're supposed to be. We were friends before we were together. And now you just got this resentment at me for what? I didn't do nothing to you. You just have a distaste for my spirit. And you know what? That's okay. You don't have to like me, but you don't need to be in my house neither.
Right.
So it just like, it was like a self-worth moment of being like, I'd rather be alone than with this, you know? And so
fucking my energy up.
Yeah, what do you mean?
So, like,
like they're fucking your shit up. Yeah, because what does Cardi B say? Like, you're treating me in a way that's making me question myself. Why am I wrong? Am I not lovable? Am I fucked up? What is so unlovable about me? Like, the way you're coming at me is making me think differently about my reflection in the mirror. Like, that song fucks me up. I can't even listen to it, man. I can't even listen to it. That's my girl. Anyway, so I hit the first time in my life where I was in a very clear depression. I knew I was depressed before when my parents divorced, but I was in a very clear depression. I mean, when you wake up with spaghetti sauce on your shirt, like, you shit is fucked up. You know, you probably need help. Like,
you didn't even eat spaghetti the night before?
Ghost spaghetti. This is emotional sauce. This is just how I feel. This isn't a history of my diet. This is just how I feel, man. So I just felt a mess. I felt like, how did I get into this situation? How did I let myself get so attached to a person? It was just a question. Like, so I felt really fucked up. And I was like, all right, I need a challenge. I need something that'll pull me out of this, because I know I'm better than sitting in here suffering. Over what? That was the question. What am I even suffering over? I didn't have the tools. So I thought, well, what's the hardest thing you can do as a writer? Because I've always been a writer. So I'm like, what's the hardest thing you can do? My opinion, because I've studied comedy since I was like 5. And I don't mean to say that in terms of like, no, here's what I mean. From the time I was little, I wanted to know not what is funny about this. How did you choose to put those elements together to make that funny? Because I was obsessed with Airplane and Monty Python. Opposite shit. That shit is opposite. Like Monty Python is zany and silly and wacky, and their timing is impeccable, right? Airplane is super fucking serious. Everything that's happening around you that's kooky as shit don't matter. Super fucking serious. And so my brain was going between the two, like, how do you even do that? Like, that's genius. I used to come home from middle school to my grandparents' house, and they had a VHS set of The Tonight Show. Starting with Johnny Carson doing I don't know how much you know about Johnny Carson, but like the hatchet thing. Yeah. Scott, maybe you know, like when they had that, it was in the black and white years, and they had a cutout of a person, and they threw this hatchet, and it just happened to land right in his crotch. And the whole audience, 1960 whatever, right? Oh my God! I watched that shit all the way through to the end when Bette Midler sang that song on that stool, being like, I hope I'll never forget you. And everybody's in fucking shambles, just crying. One time Johnny Carson didn't make a good joke, and nobody laughed, and he pulled the boom mic down and went, clean up on aisle 7. Like, and they were like, oh shit. I watched Rodney Dangerfield, one of my favorites, Sam Kinison. Sam Kinison on The Tonight Show sang, Are You Lonesome Tonight? To his ex. And he had intervals where he'd be, are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me? And then he'd go, you stupid fucking whore! You stupid fucking bitch! Yeah. And then he'd be like, are you with me tonight? He'd just go right back to it. Oh man, that box set like made my brain explode, right? Yeah. So we had a vinyl record of Steve Martin. He had a picture of himself that was signed inside of the vinyl, and he had a fish sticking out of his suit jacket, and it said, best fishes, Steve Martin. And I was like, comedy. I see what you've done here. I read Bill Cosby's book in one day. I used to listen to Bill Cosby on cassette tape. Like, comedy is just where my mind, I think it's escapism, but it's also algorithm. All the shit I didn't get to learn about math and science is in that algorithm. And I could wrap my head around that better than angles and geometry and shit. So when I was in my depression, as Gary Goldman calls it, I was like, I need a challenge. And I thought, okay, the hardest thing you can do as a writer is where it's a setting where there's only one acceptable outcome. If you don't get that response from the audience, you have failed. Comedy is so terrifying because when you have a drama, if people leave and didn't sleep through it, You wrote a good drama.
Yeah, you won.
Not everybody's going to come out going, I was so moved.
Yeah.
People are going to keep that shit inside, you know? But when you have a comedy, if people don't leave the show still smiling, you did not do your job.
Yeah.
And so I was like, boom, bet, settled. And so I looked up comedy shows, and the first show I saw was at Red House Tavern. First, like, local, you could sign up for this show was at Red House Tavern. And I saw Mike Quinlan, and I didn't know him then.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that guy nasty as hell.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that guy is crazy. Like, what? I half loved it and half was like, ew, yo. Like, I was like, what? Like,
half love it, half disgusted.
and you know what? That's it's so moving.
Yeah.
Like, I love horror movies. I was like, this is great. This is fucking great. Like, it was so Baltimore.
Yeah.
It was so Baltimore.
Yeah.
And that kind of opened me up, like, you can do what with what? You know, like, so you can do it like that. And so, like, I saw him. I saw, like, bunch of people I don't even remember, and I think the headliner was I think it was Jay Zek, who's completely opposite to Quinlan.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, you can really do your thing. You got to zero in on your thing. Like, okay, so I signed up for Red House Tavern, and I went home and I wrote jokes.
Yeah.
And
you just went to watch first.
I went to watch because I wanted to feel it out.
Yeah.
And went home and wrote jokes and practiced them with a hairbrush in my bedroom for a week. And I had messaged, the guy that ran the show was like, make sure you bring people. Well, I didn't know any better. I didn't know you could be like, fuck that, right? So I brought a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I had like 8 to 12 people come to see me my first time. I even went to Petco that day to get dog food for Betty, my dog, and saw a girl I knew from high school and was like, girl, what you doing tonight? Yeah, Betty's the queen, right?
Yeah, rest in
I
peace.
saw her and was like, what are you doing tonight? She came out with her boyfriend. Like, people were there. My friend came with me, right? My friend Rachel. And she goes, listen, if you don't do that well tonight, just understand. It's your first time. It's okay. And part of me was like, I hear you. And another part of me was like, you better check your fucking self and who you talking to. Like, right? Like, I was like, she came. She's being supportive. Right? So I had confidence in myself. And man, like, I did really good.
Oh, yeah.
I did really good.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that guy, Coney?
No.
That had a mental breakdown and he was selling those boxes to white people and it was supposed to help the militia gangs in like the Congo.
Africa?
Do you remember that guy? And he had a breakdown and was naked walking around.
It was like early.
I think I do. Yeah,
I am one of those white people that bought like oh my God, the tragedy box and you get a bracelet or whatever. And so like it came with a t-shirt and it had like I think it had like a donkey and an elephant for the two political parties, and in the middle was like the globe or something weird. I took a permanent marker and made it look like they had bones, and I changed the K to a B.
Yeah.
So the stupidest shit. The first thing I go up and I'm like, thank you all for being here. Everybody coming out for me. I appreciate that. I just want to like let you know, like, I'm not going to let you down. You know, like I have a lot of education behind me, but I just want to start by saying, look, bony.
Yeah.
And they were like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, and it was on from there. Even when I messed up and they didn't laugh about something, I'd be like, all right, I thought that was great, but I guess not. Like, and they thought that was funny. So I like had it, I had it. And the guy that ran the room was like, definitely trying to have you sign up again. Well, yeah, I brought fucking 12 people, right? I thought this was a compliment to me. I'm like, shit,
It's like, oh, whoa, she has friends.
Yeah, right. They all drink.
Cha-ching.
They all buy beer, right?
Yeah.
So I just kept coming back.
That's so funny.
I just kept coming back.
We had Ronald on last week.
Love him.
And Red House was his first mic.
It's a perfect first mic. It's so gritty. It's so out of the way. Nobody's there.
Yeah.
It's, but you could have 5 people and they're all mad.
He was saying that he brought like 30 people, like maybe more to his.
Well,
like,
my
his
silly ass went right to Magoobies. So
yeah, that was your first show.
Yeah,
the contest.
That is an arc.
That's I mean,
I wasn't playing. I was going to have a fucking Comedy Central special year 2.
You should have.
Yeah.
You should have.
That's what my fucking thoughts were.
Yeah.
We were in the same competition and I wanted him to win.
Really?
Yeah.
I was mad.
Sick.
Yeah, but I believe that you got a lot of the compliments that I received, which is you have presence. You have personality, which works when your shit don't work.
When those first few years, you're gonna write sex jokes. You're gonna write dumb jokes. But the thing about that is that the people who are inside the scene are too inside, and they'll tell you that those jokes are bullshit. Let me tell you something. Nobody laughs harder at the dumbest jokes you have than the paid shows in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Exactly.
The people that pay you beer and chicken wings and have you drive an hour to get to their show will tell you could improve upon that. You could punch that up. Bitch, take me to Pennsylvania in Trump country and let me walk these dumbass sex jokes around. I'll have them eating out of the palm of my hand. True facts. I mean, comedy is comedy, but like they get hoity about it. And you're like, baby, this is Baltimore. We in the testing grounds here. You go out to those wayward ways, man. It's different.
That's the thing. People don't leave the testing grounds. People get comfortable in the testing grounds.
Well, why would you when you're doing well?
Yeah.
When you go outside your comfort zone, you could fail.
That's true.
I learned that from Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz said, I couldn't get good staying in L.A., so I went to Texas. I went to Kansas. I went to Arkansas. I went to places where nobody wants to hear what a New York boy had to say.
Let me fucking tell you something.
Right. And he was like, and you know what? I made them laugh too. Yeah. Cat Williams, same thing. Cat Williams is like, you're not going to see me on the circuit. Because the people that want comedy are out there. And it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, they are appreciative to hear what you have to say. It's like, that's so true.
So true.
Jokes.
Cat Williams leading the way, man.
Yeah.
He's the future and the light.
Yeah.
My God.
So I feel like we all kind of have that origin story where it's like you're lost as a person, and you're trying to figure out where you're going next. What's the next move? What are you doing with your fucking life? You know what I mean? And
what's worth it?
Exactly.
What's worth it to even try to do?
And then you fucking find stand-up comedy. And all the shit that you've gone through, you be like, hey, that's a good story. And now everything that you experience, it's for something now. I think that's the biggest thing about stand-up is everything that you've gone through now, immediately you have a purpose for it. Like I can do something with it now. I can do something with this personality, the things that made this personality, and I can go on stage and live.
I hung out with Jim Norton, right? And we were talking about comedy, and I said, what advice do you have? Like, what is your advice? I asked Gilbert Gottfried the same thing, right? Jim Norton said, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? And at that time in my life, I was like, well, when I left, when I was 25, my mom disappeared with my sister. Didn't tell us she was leaving. Just left. And he goes, you should joke about that. You should write about that. And I was like, that seems dark. Like, do people want to hear that? He goes, that's the only thing people want to hear. Yeah. And he goes, if you're not feeling what you're saying, they're not feeling what they're saying. You can tiptoe on writing good jokes for a while, but if you want to actually be like a prolific comedic writer, you got to dig in on them shadows. Yeah. And so like I wrote a whole bit and texted him that night and was like, man, I'm scared. Like I took your advice. I wrote this whole shit about my mom. You know, he wrote back, have fun with it. I was like, what the fuck?
But for real, like, seriously, that's it. Have fun with it.
Yeah, he's right.
Because we go through things to help people grow through things. And, I mean, if we're not having fun with it, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And the best comedy advice is so cavalier. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like, where it's just like, fucking duh. Like Ronald said, my advice to him was, just be funny next time.
Yeah, just be funny.
Just be funny
Hold on, let me write that down.
Man, my shit didn't work. What should I do? Be funny. Be funny.
Be better.
Be better. Fucking do it again, jackass. Yeah. But that's really how simple it is. It's like, I can't tell you the journey to go down.
No, you can't.
And I'm giving you where you should pull from.
Right.
Because that's your life. Nobody wants to hear anything else other than you.
And because those things don't often go together, and the things that don't often go together work perfectly. Yeah. Me growing up in the suburbs, loving someone as angry as Sam Kinison, no one would have thought to hand me Sam Kinison, but I saw that and I was like, noted. Like you could do that. And how did I go on stage? Angry as shit, loud as shit. I wasn't mimicking him. He gave me permission to give myself permission to do that. Yeah. If I needed to say something angry, I could say it angry. If I needed to say something dark, I could say it dark. I needed to get permission from other people. I felt like when I read Zora Neale Hurston, that was how I felt. You can do what with what? You can tell the story in that way, holy shit.
Yeah.
It just opened up the possibilities, you know? When I was little, when I was like 7, somebody gave me that book of Shakespeare for kids where it translates the stories. So I was very good because of that at deciphering like symbolism and meaning and like deeper things because of that book. Zora Neale Hurston to me was like the opposite. There was no symbolism. It was fucking blatant. Yeah. It was said. She said what she said. Yeah. And so that made me be like, oh, there's a pendulum between the extremes, and you can float anywhere you need to. Dark Mark one time told me, he goes, you know what's great about watching you perform? You are never embarrassed to shame yourself in a disgusting way. I had that joke about getting shit on while I'm being born. He was like, dude, everybody loves that joke because you are not ashamed of it. And you will just let yourself be the butt of the joke. He said, but you'll turn around and have something to say to a motherfucker on some real shit, and people buy that just as much. Yeah. That's one of the nicest things anyone has ever said to me. I was like, damn, dude. But it's true. Like, if you can't pull from those deep wells, be a host. Just host. Don't go for the feature. Don't be a feature. We need good hosts. We need those people who are like, all right, are we ready to have fun?
It's the silly thing is, I know everything you're just saying, right? And I find myself having to tell myself that stuff.
Always.
You know what I mean? Like I think, I hate to keep referencing other episodes, but when the last one we had with Ronald, when he was speaking about how I came into the game, where it was just like I was going in these black rooms and I was doing this self-deprecation stuff that people weren't really used to in those rooms. Right. And I was doing it in a way that wasn't really the norm. You know what I mean? I'm talking about masturbating and all this stuff. Like,
these are church-going people.
Right. Black people, I don't touch myself.
Never in my life have I ever once.
Buffoonery. And
you slap with a glove. Not in front of the ladies.
And so like, and I'm just like, I'm at a point right now where I'm just stuck in like this comedy fucking donut hole and purgatory where I just don't know where I want to go next.
Nothing is lighting your fire about it. Yeah.
And I have been going through so much personally. Yeah. And I'm just like, well, the fucking your answer's been there the whole goddamn time. Like, why
are what's right in front of you?
Fucking avoiding
it's a process, though, man. You can't take week 2 grief and go up and these people have been at work all week, and you're gonna go and be like, ready to laugh? Guess who died? Hey, and they're gonna be like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like people don't. I have always
they're
felt,
only as ready for it as you are.
Yeah.
Yes and no. I agree with that, and they will go on a journey with you. But I think a lot of comedians, especially ones in metropolitan areas, do not understand that this is not about you. This is not about you. These people have worked all week long. They came to drink beer. Listen, they could be at home. Why are they here? Because at home ain't doing it for them anymore, bro. They are so deep in the cut of their stress. They need somebody having a story about masturbating, talking their shit, being shit on while they're born. I need you to pull me out of the gray area of suffering. I need to go on a whole other journey. This is not about you. I hate when comedians get on stage and they just talk about themselves and this and that. And yes, you're supposed to do that, but every one of those stories, every one of those jokes, every one of those setups, if it does not resonate, you have failed. Go to a poetry slam. Go do that. That's what that space is for. It's for getting your shit out. Poetry people, they listen, they snap, they clap. That's it. These people came here to laugh. And there's this psychological thing of people see themselves in you and they see you in themselves. When you go up there and you talk about yourself, they're hearing their own experience. It's not entirely selfish. It's just subconscious. I listen the same way to reality. I don't think it's all about me. I'm hearing this person's whatever. But you resonate. That's where that power is. That's why DC is hard. Because those people are on way higher clearance levels. And you have no resonating with them. You're talking about dating apps. They're like, baby, I talked to 2 people down from the president yesterday.
You don't even know.
You know what I mean? Like, I raised money for Biden. Like, they're like, I'm on other shit. Like, so when you go there and they're like, and... You can't be mad at them for being cold. You need to step up your game. You need to be a better... Go home and read Mark Twain. And then come back and figure
you know what I read the other day?
Right.
But I feel like, there is like these so goofy things that cut through all the people's daily bullshit.
Because you're not talking about your loss.
Right.
You're talking about their loss.
Exactly.
And you're talking about how their loss happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, I like to think of myself as a commentator, right? Like, that's my form of stand-up. I'm just reporting on the shit that I
can
see,
see that.
Right? Even if it's the shit that's happened to me, right? I'm just reporting on it. And to this day, man, I could be in the worst mood, cry a lot in my 30s. But fucking Tony Woods has this joke, and it's so simple and it's so stupid. He describes someone as being like gay down the street, like gay from a block away. Like you could just tell. Yeah, like he's like the guy was on the corner, like where the bus at? Yeah, like, I don't care what's happening in my life. For some reason, that's funny as fuck to me.
Let me tell you something. I live in Owings Mills now. You want to see people who are angry because they have a Mercedes? I used to live in New York, and I'm terrified to drive in Owings Mills. That shit is aggressive. I can't tell you. This is for you. I can't tell you how many times a week I think, I hope Baltimore happens to you and you specifically. 4 times a week at least. At least. That is a resonating feeling. Somebody cut you off, cut around you, getting on your ass, driving. I hope Baltimore happens to you specifically and only you. It's funny as shit.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
True facts are true facts.
Yeah, man.
I'm leaning into you. I'm letting you
tell us about New York.
New York. Oh man, so I was up there with my boyfriend at the time, comedian. The thing I loved about being with him was it felt like friendship. Yeah. It just felt like friendship. We were such a good team.
This was your first relationship after?
Yeah, after the first one. Yeah. So this is the second one. So
I met this guy. Good guy.
Yeah, he's good people, you know? Yeah. Didn't work out as a relationship, but he's good people. Yeah. He wanted to go to New York. I didn't want to go to New York. Again, the codependency popped up. And he told me, now this is a healing moment I look back on and wish I would have made a different decision. But also I learned what I learned from it, being someone who's like,
But he said he was pregnant or some shit?
No. He was like, obviously not. He said, if I ever have to pick between comedy or you, I'm picking comedy. I should have had the self-worth at that point to say, well, I wish you well on your journey. Yeah. Instead, what I said was, okay, I'll find a way to make that work. And so when we went up there, I paid for the down payment on the apartment. We brought my car. We had my grandma took us to IKEA. You know what I mean? Like it was on me. Yeah, I got us up to New York. I'm not trying to shit on him. That's just what happened. He told me he was gonna have his car too. Then he told me we're gonna sell his car to his parents, and then he could have a little money to go up there, which made sense to me. Yeah. But then we had to just rely on my car, which meant that sometimes when I needed my car, I couldn't have it because he has work schedules and all that. Yeah. So the way it worked, like, for example, we were poor as shit, as you remember. Yeah. And because he would have my car when I was off work, because I got it when I went to work. When I was off work, he got to take it. I had to walk to the dollar store, and by I mean walk, I mean on the subway. Yeah. But then you got to walk from the subway back to the subway. So I walked to the dollar store to buy our groceries, and lugging you can't buy what's in your budget. You can only buy what's in your weight class. Yeah. Right? I couldn't buy milk and orange juice. Yeah. I couldn't carry that shit. Yeah. We can have milk or orange juice, or I gotta go again in 2 days and get orange juice, right? Yeah. So when I went to New York, I was vegetarian, right? But I'm hypoglycemic. My family has diabetes. Hypoglycemic is when you don't have enough blood sugar. I make too much insulin in my body, so I suck nutrients up, right? Yeah. I mean, not to brag, I'm full of fucking nutrients, bitch. You should see my breast milk. Anyway, we went to New York, and I could no longer afford to be vegetarian and have the energy I needed. Yeah. So I went from being only organic for me, I'm trying to get out of this vicious food American cycle, to eat literally in New York, eating hot dogs with cheese injected into them because you got to live. You got to live, right? Yeah. So, New York beat me up. New York was hard. I gave my resume to a few people, and they looked at me like, who the fuck do you think you are coming in here? And I was like, I don't know.
My dad doesn't know your dad.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, like, I ended up working at 2 massage places, not as a therapist, but as a receptionist. I didn't have enough hours for New York license. So I was a receptionist. I worked in Long Island. So it was weird going from like Jamaica Queens to those Long Island women who are aggressive, right? I passed out one night on my couch. I was and I don't mean fell asleep. I mean, I went unconscious. So I was so stressed out about money all the time. And my anxiety was constant. And I was watching this show or a movie that had, what's the guy's name that played Harry Potter? Daniel Radcliffe. And he was like some like guy, a new doctor that got like sent out to Russia or something like that. And they showed this whole scene that was so grotesque. My stress level and that shit, I literally blacked out. Literally blacked out. I had to, now when you pass out, which I've done several times, you don't come back right away. My whole body gets weak as shit. I'm so weak and white. I sweat, cold sweat. The peripheral vision goes away first and comes back last. My throat is all fucked up. Like when I go unconscious, like my whole system's fucked up.
Hard reset.
Yeah. I had to take off work the next day because when I woke up, I was still like off.
Yeah.
It was just the stress. I was so stressed out. So
you gotta clear cache.
Yes, every time. Cash with an E. Yes.
Yeah.
I ended up I stopped doing comedy when I was up there because the subway went from I think 15 cents to 25 cents.
It is
and I couldn't afford it.
Fucking expensive being up there to go do one show.
Yeah.
To take the train, it's $2.75. So to get there, you're paying $2.75. To come home, you're paying $2.75. You just paid $5.50 to leave your house to go to one place.
That's eggs, dude. Yeah. That's a carton of eggs and a thing of cereal at the dollar store. I can't afford that. I literally, so instead I wrote a book. I wrote a book called Who the Fuck Knocked Over My Grill? A trailer park mystery novelette. And to this day, I love that book. I love that book. It's a hyper-masculine character. Takes his grill as a sign of friendship that he was given to him by another man as a sign of their friendship. And he feels like it was a slap in his motherfucking face that people could come into his yard and knock over his motherfucking grill. And he was on fucking deck. He was going to figure this shit out. Who the fuck knocked over my grill? I had a friend of mine, the one I saw in the parking lot at Petco. I had her draw pictures for the book. I paid her to draw pictures for it. So yeah, instead of doing comedy, I
it's
wrote
available,
a book.
Isn't it?
It was. I had it on Amazon for a long time, and I think just recently I pulled it off because I'm writing another book.
Word.
And so I didn't want him to cross-reference. But Damo Hicks stayed with us one time. And my boyfriend at the time said to him, like, yeah, Kim's writing a book. He was like, let me hear that shit. You know how Damo is. You can't get nothing past Damo. So he's like, come on now, let me hear that shit. I was like, all right. And I read him the first, like, 2 pages. He was, like, silent. He was like, that's fucking good. I was like, okay. Like, thank you.
Because you're dope.
Thank you. Like, it's fun to write, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was too expensive to do comedy. I also, at that time, focused more on, I made an app for childbirth education. So I was working with the app people. So I had made all this content. I had researched, I lined it all up subject by subject, and my family paid for this app to be made. And when it came out was actually, when it was done, was actually when I moved back to Baltimore. So as I'm unpacking, I'm getting messages on my phone being like, hey, it's done, like you can check it. Every single instance of the word contraction was spelled wrong because they outsourced to people who do not speak English as a first language. So my family paid a lot of money and I was due to pay them back for that. So I was pissed. I was pissed. I felt like I got took. That happened twice. The second company, I paid $500 and they just stopped talking to me.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, because I was like, I got to redo this app. Like, I got to monetize it. I owe my family this money. Like, I got to do that. They were like, yeah, we got you. Turns out that company, the CEO disappeared with everybody's money, and they couldn't give him a subpoena to get to court because he was gone. Gone. He had taken a bunch of people's money. $500 wasn't shit to what other people lost. So I am again attempting to do childbirth education.
Yeah.
But we'll get to now. We're not there yet.
Well, I remember, when you see comics go
To New York.
or LA,
Yeah.
it's always kind of like a sad event, but also it's a joyous event.
Yeah.
Chase your fucking
Do it.
dreams.
Fucking do it. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fucking go and do that.
I don't even like you when I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, more time
Like, as
for
a person, ew.
Right,
Your
right.
success, I hope you eat that shit. And I hope you full at the end of it. Like, you know what I mean?
like I hope you become whatever the fuck it is.
Yes.
You're supposed to.
Satiate all of that thirst. Yeah.
But I was so happy when you came back.
Yeah.
I was happy to come back.
Yeah.
I was so happy to come back.
Yeah.
That was whack as shit. You know the moment I knew I was gonna leave, and this wasn't conscious, but when I look back, I'm like, bitch, that was the moment. You were there. You were there with Petey Steele.
Yeah.
It was me and you and Petey and my ex, and we went to a show that was underground. It was like in a basement of a bar, super fucking small. I mean, if there was 12 people in this room, it was packed, right?
Yeah.
Super fucking small. You could get on stage for 4 minutes, and you had to pay $5
Yeah, fuck
and
that
buy
shit.
2 drinks. Everybody got up on me. I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Like, I live here.
I'm not good at
in
math,
New York.
but 5 minutes for 4 minutes for $5,
Yeah.
you're gonna need to add a minute or take away $1.
Right.
Absolutely not. That was them paying their rent, man.
Yeah,
on
for
people
real.
who came up on Dreams, and I was
Yeah.
like, not gonna be me.
Yeah.
That's really when I pulled back and started to be like, I can't participate in this. Like,
I appreciate that about you. Kim
thanks.
Ambrose
The puller
cannot be
backer.
scammed.
we'll get to the next part because Kim Ambrose could definitely be scammed, bro. Kim Ambrose could be scammed like a motherfucker. You just gotta come with better shit than 4 minutes. That's all.
Word copy.
No, listen, I'm not perfect.
Word.
Shit.
So New York, and I moved back, and I can't really remember. I mean, I came back to comedy, and it was like, let's just get back to it, right? Like, I think that's when I went back up to Coco Lane. I was hanging out with, I don't know, it was just the same old. We were going to DC. That's my favorite room. What was that called? You're gonna say it, and I'm gonna be like, yup.
It's letters, right?
Yeah, RFD. That was my
RFD.
favorite room to perform
Ralph
in.
Cooper.
Favorite
Shout
room
out,
to
Ralph.
perform in.
I hope he's doing okay.
Seriously.
He wasn't doing it good last time. Like he was in an
Oh,
accident.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he
for
was sick
real?
or something.
Yeah.
I just met somebody that knew him.
Shout out to
Shout out Ralph.
I remember the time he brought his baby in a suit. His baby was in a suit, and I got up on stage and I said, "Ralph, you made a mistake. I'm a white woman. You don't ever bring that baby looking that cute and that brown around a white. I will Angelina Jolie the shit out of that child." And he was like, "No, like don't Angelina Jolie my baby." Like, oh, we had fun.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Yeah.
I'll parent the boy.
Your child is too cute. Don't do that. I'll fill out papers tonight. But yeah, it was fun. And we got back into it. And then I started working a lot. I was working up at Magoobies. They needed a ticket taker and a person that would seat people. I was doing that. I started doing the murder mystery show. That was a lot of fun. I
love that they put that together.
It was so cool. It was it is still such a good idea.
Yeah.
They brought me in. They brought me in the beginning
Awesome.
to kind of be like the guy that does like just what do you think? Where can we improve? You know,
Okay.
people trust my judgment.
You
sometimes,
have good
know?
judgment.
I was like, nigga, where's my part?
Yeah.
It's like, how can I be down?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to just help out. I want to perform, goddammit.
Dude, the first thing they had me do was fucking sing. I was terrified. I was terrified. I cannot tell you how much whiskey I drank before shows, still knowing I needed to drive. But, I love to sing. But singing in front of people for me is way scarier than telling jokes. Telling jokes is like,
No, I'm with you.
I get up there and I'm like, what's up, bitch? Like, I'm aggressive. I'm ready to roll. But singing, oh, Lord, no.
I believe the one time.
But you have a good singing voice, too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
I
believe-
study.
I believe the one time when I performed as Rusty Bridges and sung.
One of my favorite things
Central
ever.
Show.
Yep. One of my favorite things ever.
And I was so pissed off that day because I forgot my wig.
Yes. I had that on tape.
I had to be Rusty without my wig.
Yeah.
And I had these songs playing this little playlist that was played, and I just was going through it.
Crowd work.
Terrified.
Dude, crowd work is a banger. What is it? How's it go? Crowd work.
Crowd work.
There you go.
What's your name?
Where you from?
Crowd work.
Don't nobody give a... No. You didn't say the best part. He goes, don't nobody care. Crowd work.
I don't give a fuck. Walk away.
Nobody gives a fuck. Where you from? Don't care. Who you dating? Don't give a shit. Crowd work. That shit was legendary. So fucking funny. He had the gold chains in his chest hair. That shit was on point.
Rusty Bridges.
Rusty fucking Bridges. I have a little daydream fantasy that you bring back Rusty Bridges, and I created a character named Myrtle Pearls.
I remember Myrtle Pearls.
And her father's name is Shootin'. So he's shooting pearls. That's how she got born. And her character is that she's been doing it since vaudeville to today, bitch. Big, tall, gray wig, a dress that starts at the neck, real gaudy jewelry, and she does song parodies. So I've written like 2 song parodies. Like one of them is Ain't No Mountain High Enough, but it's about all the reasons why I might not actually be able to help you that day. Yeah. Like, ain't no mountain high enough, but I do have this anklet and can't leave the state, like, right? And the other one was a Sam Cooke song, We're Having a Party, but it turned into like a butt fucking sex fest. And so that's fun too. That's fun too. Right. But like, I always pictured you like on keyboard, and then I would sing something audacious and you would stop. And you would represent the good-natured people in the audience who were like, Jesus fucking... And I'd be like, you better... What? Like, right?
That's very funny, especially if Rusty is the voice of reason.
Yes.
It's fun, yeah.
Because if you let Rusty off the chain,
Rusty's
and then
off
he's
the chain.
the voice of reason, that's wild.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Right?
Scott, I don't think I showed you Rusty. I got to show you Rusty.
Yeah.
It's powerful. Right.
Still, it's to be done.
Oh yeah, it hasn't even been perfected yet. I can see all the potential just sitting in there.
We got some stuff in the pipeline for Rusty already. We can add that.
So why don't I will take over from you at this point just to walk us through like the next stages.
Yes.
Because we go from like coming back from New York, doing comedy again. I woke up in 2016. You good?
No, go.
Okay. I woke up 2016 on my couch because in the dead of sleep, I heard on the TV, Donald Trump has been elected president. And I woke up and I went, there's no fucking way. I literally woke up out of a sleep like, no, that's like rubbing my eyes. Like, no, that can't be right. So that was 2016. So right after that, I was working at Magoobies. I was doing murder mystery. I was running a couple shows at the time. I was doing a couple open mics, like running them. And I met who would become my ex-husband. And all the things I've talked about before now, this moment of being like the codependency and you should always be helping people and everybody goes through bad things, don't judge, and everybody's equal. That shit reared its ugly head. That became the catalyst for me needing to do actual healing or die, right? Like David Lynch, like fix your heart or die. Like it was that. So basically, and I'll keep this as short as I can because this is part 1. So I met him. He was separating from his wife. He was worried about his kid because they were separating. And I was like, oh man, like my parents are divorced and like they need to be divorced. You know, when something's not working, it's not working. Like, I'm sorry you're going through that, but if it's for the best to just move on. And he was like, oh yeah, it's for the best to move on. I'm like, okay. So he started talking to me, and it was a lot of what I have since discovered is it malignant narcissism? What's the narcissism where it's like, oh, please feel bad for me? Anyway, there's the narcissist that's very like, I'm all powerful, I get what I want. And then there's the opposite. There's the narcissist that's like, I'm a victim of life and no one is helping me. I walked into that. So he was very like, this is how my ex-wife has been abusing me. This is what's been going on. You know, this, that, and the third. And I just felt like if I can love someone and you can do your life, I've never been the person who's like, I can fix him. That's a stereotype, right? I can fix him. I never thought I could fix anybody. I thought if I can give you enough support that you could fix yourself, then we could get somewhere. A lot of abuse starts with you falling in love with you. Because love bombing is where like, here's a bit that hasn't got to stage yet. The problem with love bombing is they're right. I am cool as shit.
Yeah.
They're right. I'm down as fuck. They're right. I'm talented as hell. They're right. I got a good fucking heart. They're right. I'm patient as shit and I'm smart as a motherfucker and I know things and I'm here for shit. They're right. The part of it where I fucked up was I shouldn't have believed him because I should have been asking like a detective, what was the motive here? And the motive was, I don't want to take care of myself. I want this woman to feel bad for me and take care of me. So it became, I'll pay for everything. I'll buy a house. We'll get married super fast. Let's have a baby. I always wanted to be a mom. I was a doula. This is not, I knew what I was in for. Nobody was surprising me like, they cry? Yeah, I'm aware. Like, all of this was like, yeah, I've been there, I've seen it, I've done it. Like, I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I didn't go into this being like, oh my God, right? Yeah. I agreed to have a baby with somebody because I felt like we were in love. He understood me. He was something I was always looking for, which was an emotionally intelligent person that was more than comedy. They were somebody that was a person. They weren't just a comedian. They were not just a comedian, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like when you meet a muggle, and you're like, oh, they don't think like us, like, and he had a mind for comedy too. He had a great mind for comedy. He was like me. He'd been watching it since back in the day and we had a lot of great conversations and I felt like we were very on par. And when I got pregnant is when the sex abuse started. And that completely fucked my brain up. Like when they talk about the effects of abuse on your mind, I'm still unwinding all that shit because like my brain is trying to open the doors of avoidance right now to find the correct words. So it started with, I was very nauseous when I got pregnant and in the mornings, morning sickness, and I didn't really want to have sex anymore. I felt fucked up. I was nauseous all the time. My blood sugar was off. My inability to remember words got really, really bad, which is like a hormonal thing. Like sometimes you can go into a mental psychosis when your hormones shift. But what was also happening at the time is he was very aggressively isolating me. So he started a bunch of shit in the comedy community that ended up with me going to court to get a restraining order against another comedian when I was 7 months pregnant.
Shit.
Showing up ghetto as hell, having petty grievances when you're showing, that's ghetto as hell. Like that is not cool. You know what I mean? Like that is very like, oh ma'am, your life is askew, right? But this comedian got into it with who I'm going to refer to as my ex-husband and also like my husband at the time. That's how I refer to him. So at the time he was my boyfriend. He started all this shit on Facebook. It was almost like being in a relationship with me made him feel like he could have free reign in the scene. I never gave that permission and he never said as much, but the shift in behavior was rapid.
The proximity to you and your veteranship.
Because everybody, for the most part, liked me and respected me. And so he felt like, okay, cool, I'm going to eat off your plate. And he was popping off. Now, I have no problem with people with mental illnesses because I'm in the tribe. Okay? Hello, I'm a friend, right? Welcome to the plane. I'm one of the stewardesses. Please sit down, be comfy. Here's peanuts, unless you're allergic or they offend you, which is fine. And so I'm going to say he is bipolar. And at the time unmedicated, just to explain the situation, not to villainize or to act like I'm a victim of bipolar. Yeah, but bipolar is complicated and it has a wide spectrum. So just saying he's bipolar isn't enough. There's a lot of people who are bipolar who don't abuse people. They may do some weird fucked up shit once in a while. They may be confusing. They may come out of pocket, but they don't exactly abuse people and they don't do it habitually. So it became where I had a podcast with my friend where we talked about sex, dating, and relationships. And we felt very free to just speak. And I've never had a problem with sexuality at all. Not mine, not yours, not nobody else's. It's none of my business. As long as everyone's of age and consenting, do you, right? Like people going to New York, wish you the best, my friend. Like whatever. So I never felt ashamed of my sexuality, even when I was being promiscuous or I was running around in these streets doing whatever. I felt like speaking now, from now's point of view, the most respect I ever got in a sexual situation with somebody was fuck buddies. because they fucking leave.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can talk about, you got friendship on that level. If you're going to get naked with somebody,
My luggage. Let me take this shit with me.
please, I got people coming over later. Enjoy your day. Hope you don't hit traffic. Love you, boo. Your dick tastes great. Have a good one. Keep eating pineapple. Love you. It's like that. It's like you call them. I had fuck buddies that we would like cry. Like they would talk about their woes and I'd be like, man, I feel you. And we would break down. I had other fuck buddies. We would hang out, watch Beavis and Butthead, smoke weed, do a little It was cool. There was no qualms, right? He met me when I was doing this podcast. He knew my backstory. I didn't realize that people, get this, can use that shit against you. I didn't know that was possible. I thought we were all fucking cool. Here's what I used to think. I used to think people fuck up. People make mistakes. They learn the error of their ways. They pick up and they get better and they move forward. And if they can't do that, you need to get the fuck away from them. I didn't realize that other people didn't realize that that's the agreement of human beings. So every time I got more and more and more and more involved, baby, mortgage, debt, co-parenting, it got worse. And so I felt that trap, you know? And so it started with like, oh, you're not trying to have sex anymore. You know, when we first got together, what, 2 months ago, bro? When we first got together, you know, it actually went fast because of a lie. He told me that his landlord was kicking him out. Turns out his family had given him several $1,000s to start his own way, now being divorced, and he wasn't paying his rent. So he basically created a situation through a lie where I felt like he was going to be on the street. And so I was like, why don't you stay with me till you can figure something out? Oh, he'd already figured it out. I thought figure something out meant you go your way, we'll still talk, but you do your thing. Figure it out as I figured it out. Right, I'm here. Hobosexual, right? So I always picture like the old school rucksack, like the bandana on the stick. Like he brought like his Pokemon cards. He showed up, right? So I was like, all right, come in with me. You're right. You don't have Xbox. I don't have the cool games we like bitching. We just got Xbox. The heat's on, you know. So now I'm on a roll. Like we got snacks. Like I'm like, you got me in the pocket now. I got a dog. It'll snuggle you.
Surge. Let's have some surge.
Oh, don't take it to surge levels. We'll never leave. Code Red. I mean Mountain Dew Code Red. So it very quickly became, you know, you were so sexual with me before, and now you don't want to have sex ever, and I just feel like you're abandoning what I need. And then it turned into he knew people I had sex with because I wasn't quiet about it. I didn't mind. I wasn't in a position to answer to anybody. It was a podcast. I didn't knock on his door and write him a letter and be like, here's the rundown. He listened to my shit, and he loved it. He was like, this podcast is so funny. It's so great. Me and my best friend are like Abbott and Costello. I give, she takes. She gives, I take. That back and forth is on point. Beautiful, right? She's one of the funniest people I know. She has stage fright, unfortunately, but you know. And so he knew all my shit.
Is it Crystal?
No, Katie. My wife. I refer to her as my wife. Common law marriage. You know. I'm a very unfortunately homosexual person. Heterosexual. I mean, sorry. I'm a very unfortunate heterosexual person. Sorry. He's doing shit and made me nervous. Is that okay?
No, I'm sorry. This just
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to say I'm homosexual during Pride because I'm not, and I don't want to claim that. Anyway,
on the first day.
On the first day, look at me gentrifying shit. You get a white girl in here, she's gonna take over.
On the first
So I'm unfortunately heterosexual. I'm so heterosexual. Like I wish I could be, and I'm cool with everything till you get down there, and I'm like, nah. It's not my jam. You know what I mean? The titties is banging. Love your hair. Love your face. I've been in love with Jasmine from Aladdin since I was like 2.
Me too.
Right? She's the one, man. They built them different. The curvature.
Yes,
her best friend is a tiger, bro. Let's hang out. Her hair.
Coolest chick on the block.
Rebellious as shit.
Yes,
Come on now. Ain't nobody better than
I can
that.
show you the world.
Yes, you can, ma'am. Take my hand. Well, show me. Show me. Maybe there's some shit I don't know about myself, Jasmine. Maybe you need to show me the world.
Moonlit sky? What? It's my friend Jeannie. He's going to be our tour guide.
Oh, I wish.
It's a fantastic ride. It's a fantastic voyage.
So, it started with, you know, is it ghosts?
No.
So
this is a surprise that we had a plan coming.
Surprise! That's
somebody
my
dressed
shit.
up as Barney. Hello, interrupting
Somebody
the podcast.
dressed up as your ex. Did you want to keep telling your story? Like, I guess so. Okay, so love bombing. You're awesome. You know, you're so funny. Da 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 da. Like, you got a big heart. Da da da. One time he had a panic attack, and I straight used my doula skills to talk him down. And he was like, I've literally never had someone be so attentive to like my emotional needs. Like, it was very like, oh wow, I fit here.
Yeah.
It wasn't like friendship. It was deep. It felt deeper, right? So then he started in on, you know, first it was, well, you wanted to have sex all the time, and now, you know, you don't because I'm pregnant. So I don't know, right? Common sense really eludes the mentally ill, abusive person because they will not allow common sense to take any level of precedent in your argument. Like you'll be like, yeah, because money. And they're like, fuck that. Imaginary money. You're like, I don't think it works that way, but okay. Like, so then it started in on, you know, you just want to have sex with all these dudes. You just want to be running amok out here. I know about you. I'm literally pregnant. We go to court because one of the other comedians got in a fight with him and texted me and said, I apologize that I'm about to fuck your life up as hard as I'm about to fuck your life up because your boyfriend, fiance at the time, is going to get it from me. I will burn him to the ground, was his words. This was villain shit.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant as shit. Just started with this house, co-parenting with another woman that I didn't pick. Right? I didn't pick his ex-wife.
Right.
I'm trying to just get through whatever I'm getting through. The whole comedy community is like, Kim and this dude are pariahs. Like, he had started all this shit. Now I'm getting told my life is about to be directly targeted and burnt to the ground. I have too much to lose. We went to the police. And guess what we found? What they printed out on a paper. We'll call it a headshot. But he had been photographed, like he had been arrested, and from his haircut, it was recently. And that made fear run from my throat down to my feet. Because I realized, dude that was aggressing us is crazy. And in a place, because I'd never heard it. I've heard his stories, but I never heard him say he got caught. Now I see he's got this picture pulled up, and it's literally his haircut that I seen him having for the past 2 months. And I was like, man's coming through with aggressive assertions of what's about to happen in my life. Like, I'm too pregnant to be out here receiving other people's shit. So we took him to court. We were, in fact, granted a restraining order. The cop basically said, sir, you on thin ice. You got a pregnant woman up in here concerned for her safety. You over here, you know, with a history. It was real weird. He brought empty medicine bottles to show the judge that he takes medicine. He had printed out papers. Apparently another comedian and the owner of Magoobies was supposed to be there. But I guess he had told him they're supposed to come at a second hearing, but they were supposed to come to that hearing. So he was trying to have dude who runs shit talking against me and fucking nobody. It was just very like weird, and it just made me feel like I need to be out. I need to be out. This isn't safe. Like I can't hang out with all these dudes that are hanging out with him and act like it's okay. I'm literally scared. So I just fucked off. I just was like, I have a baby on the way. I have a house. I don't need to be doing all this shit. Like, this is bananas. You good guy? Okay, all right. So, I just would hate for you to be like, I need you to retell the last 25 minutes. I'm like, I can't. It's out now. Like,
can we go back an hour and a half?
Just cut me back an hour and a half. Yeah. Okay, no worries. You got angles for miles. You okay? So that made me be like, all right, I need to pull back. So that's actually a step of isolation. So part of it was my decision to pull back, but the reason I felt I needed to was started because someone was causing fucking trouble and it made me isolate, right? So I'm not saying he had a master plan. I'm just saying that everything I've ever heard in psychology and like testimony about the way abusers behave checks a lot of fucking boxes. So then it started in, so when I was, this is a painful one. When it was around that time, maybe like 7 months pregnant. We had this thing where he wanted to masturbate as soon as he woke up because he was so frustrated about sex. When I say frustrated, I mean abusively obsessive. I did not want to have sex while I was fucking nauseous. So I would just lay there, and I agreed that he could put his hands on me while he took care of himself. That was red flag number one. I am agreeing to do something I don't want to do to make you happy because I don't want the emotional abuse about it later. I heard every day, you're not having sex with me, you're not having sex with me, you fucked all these dudes and you're not having sex with me. Literally wears your critical thinking skills down. To where instead of being a critical thinking human who's like, I don't owe you shit, you agreed to have this baby, and I made all those arguments. I made every protestation. Nope, it's that cycle every day, every day, every day. And when you wake up and you're nauseous and you're working for your family's business and you're trying to make money because you're paying all the bills and you got this other kid's schedule to take care of, there's not a part of you that's left to protect yourself. At least I'll say myself. I didn't have nothing in me left to protect myself mentally. So I just was like, okay, negotiation. Don't penetrate me. But if you just want to put your hands on me and you handle your business, that's fine. Well, of course, with abusers, everything escalates. Which was the saving grace information that I had when it was time to call it off. Because when it got bad, I couldn't see living through getting worse. So that information, just knowing about abuse and profiling and true crime, abuse always escalates. Point blank, period. They are not satisfied at the level you are giving them. They will take more. So one morning before I went to work for my family's business, he did in fact penetrate me. And I didn't say yes, and I didn't say no. I said nothing. I didn't make a sound. I didn't sound like I was enjoying it. I didn't sound like I hated it. I was a limp fish. And that did not stop him from using me like a pocket pussy to finish. And I did not speak with him the rest of the day because I could not understand what just happened. Because when you get betrayed, I found this out in my healing by listening to psychologists. When you get betrayed, there's a part of your brain that has to look back over everything that led up to that betrayal and now has to rewire it. Because now all that shit before doesn't mean what it meant back then. Now that means something different. It's like planting a poison seed in an orchard and you didn't know it was there until it came time to pluck them fruits and realize all these are bad. Right? So my brain was like, wait a minute, what just happened? That was the first time I ever felt like I'd been raped. And I had to go to work with my family and look at my dad in the face that day while pregnant. And I have never been so silent in myself. I'm a very outgoing person. I might be on the spectrum because I'm just very like, is it truth? I'll say it like, I don't care, right? To me, if it's under the sun, it's equal. So I don't have a problem just being like, I'm afraid of the dark. I'm not that great at math. Like, it's all good. So that was the first time I ever felt like I was numb. I was completely shut down. And I got through the day and I came home and I angrily folded laundry and you ever clean when you're mad? Shit, never been so sparkling in his life. My bathroom, you could lick off my bathroom floor. I was pissed off.
Even put gloves on to clean
No. I want the scrum under my nails. Yes, scrub mommy, don't know shit about this, right? So he was like, why are you mad? You ain't even look at me. And I was just like, I can't even tell you fuck off. Like, I can't say nothing. Like, I was so broken. So I have this baby, and I had her at my home. I did a home birth. I would not recommend that to anyone who doesn't feel safe with that. I don't wear that as a badge of honor. I just say that for me, because of what I know about the hospital and how they do things, I did not feel safe in the hospital.
Talk about that a little bit. Talk about why wouldn't someone necessarily feel safe with a home birth versus why you didn't feel safe.
That's a good question. So I cannot portray all hospital staff as people who don't care about their clients or who don't know any better or whatever. I'm not saying that. I've worked with a lot of nurses, a lot of OBs, a lot of anesthesiologists. It depends on who shows up in the room that day. So you can't paint this broad brush picture of everybody's fucked up. The problem, like a lot of things in culture, are systemic. So a lot of times what happens is a woman goes to the hospital and she's like, I'm ready to have this baby. And they're like, girl, you 2 centimeters. Like, you need to calm down. No. I want to be checked in. No, go home and wait. Well, the improvements in maternity that have happened over time are because women, men, and families have complained. Raising your voice and advocating has only been the only thing that has ever changed in systemic oppression. You have to get loud. You have to be repetitive. You have to say, I'm willing to take the consequences of what will rain down on me when I point my finger at somebody that everyone respects, like a doctor or a nurse, and goes, you are fucking up. That's going to come back at you. Because every time someone in the black community says we're being treated different, they go, you're fucking up. And it's like, no, the statistics show more black women are 3 to 5 times more likely to die in a hospital childbirth, specifically because they are not listened to. They are not believed. We almost lost Serena Williams. She said, something is wrong. And they said, no, you're good. This is your first baby. She almost bled to death. She hemorrhaged. She passed out. They had to save her life and bring her back. We almost lost the GOAT because someone who was supposed to be caring for her did not take the initiative to say, even if she's wrong, why don't we just believe her and check it out? So what happens a lot of times is you go in, not a lot of times, it's my understanding that things have improved because of the advocating. But what happens is, what used to happen a lot was you'd go in and they were very eager to get you on a control method. So if you were not progressing, and if your labor hadn't started and it wasn't moving fast enough, they would give you Pitocin. Pitocin is synthetic oxytocin. Oxytocin is the hormone that regulates labor contractions. Oxytocin is also the hormone that makes you feel like you feel when you're in love. It's a pheromone. It releases pheromones when you're flirting, when you're mating, when you're having sex, when you're bonding with your infant. It has to do with milk release. You feel the love, the milk comes down. Like oxytocin is literally love as a chemical form, bringing people to this planet through women, right? Big ups. So, big ups for oxytocin, right? So they're going, okay, your labor's not moving fast enough. So what happened was, over the decades, the window of time of how long they were comfortable with you laboring before they'd consider it a problem got shorter. So it used to be like 48 hours. Like, if we haven't seen enough progress in 48 hours, we might need to do a cesarean or an assisted delivery, like with the vacuum or the forceps or whatever. The window has gotten smaller. So now women's bodies haven't changed, but their regulations have changed. And that's partially from information. We're getting more information through the decades, but also partially that's because doctors pay liability insurance. They don't want to be sued if something goes wrong. You can't have anybody that has higher liability insurance than somebody that is responsible for a live birth, because that's 2 patients you're talking about. You lose one or you lose the other, it's a failure, right? So you got to have 2 out of 2 every time, right? So they pay a lot in liability insurance. So their regulations started to change. It went from 72 hours to 48 hours to 26 hours to now we're getting into 15 hours, and you're going, wait. Who's having babies in 15 hours? Like, sometimes that shit takes a while, right? Natural. It's normal. So they started bringing in, there were more instances of, through the decades, you can see the statistics, we increased the use of Pitocin. Pitocin is synthetic oxytocin. Contractions get longer, stronger, and closer together as baby gets closer to being born. Pitocin doesn't have that ability to be incremental. It just hammers. It just does its job. So now you got somebody who wasn't progressing, now is rapidly progressing. Okay, that's too much. I need the epidural. Now the epidural is another set of synthetic hormones. And what that does is it slows it back down. So women were getting babies that were getting stuck. Or women were having problems with feeling the epidural, where they would not feel on one side, they'd feel on the other side. We were getting in. This was also the era. I don't know if you guys remember this. This is during the time when celebrities were having a baby and then immediately getting cesarean planned and then have a tummy tuck as they're sewn up, so that they could do what's called the bounce back. So that cesarean became really popularized. The World Health Organization in the early 2000s said that no country should have a cesarean rate over, I think it was 18%. At that time, the United States was at 32.
Fuck.
It was just easy. Imagine you're a doctor. You can plan all these cesareans for one day, take Friday off and go golfing. You can manually control how this birth happens. You don't have to worry about blood pressure, fetal heart rate, and progress. Nope.
Snip them up out of there.
Get them out. I
Shut her back up.
I watched a video one time, a Japanese surgery, a 4-minute cesarean.
Damn,
from beginning to baby out. 4 minutes. So I
takes me longer to make a peanut butter and jelly.
For fucking
I like
real.
peanut butter on both sides of the bread.
Me too. That's soul friendship.
Yeah.
Two peanut butter bros.
You guys are fucking savages.
I'll take that. So I knew what I knew about the industry, and I didn't feel safe essentially having to advocate against bullying while in a hospital setting.
Yeah.
I also don't love needles. I don't love mechanical shit. I'm freaked out by large structures. I'm just like, that's a lot of metal. Like, I don't like it, right? I'm a natural lady, right? Put me in the trees. Let me feel the breeze, right? Nothing against what nobody likes. Some people want to be near the machines. Yeah. Some people have lost children because they were not in a hospital where they needed to be. I judge no one for their preferences, because at the end of the day, your oxytocin is responding to you, not to me. Yeah. Right? So, I didn't want to be in a hospital. So I got a midwife. I was surprised I was actually able to have a home birth because I'm diabetic. I was afraid of passing out, which I have a history of, all from low blood sugar and panic attacks that converge and create a problem. So I've passed out several times. And so like, I was just like surprised I was able to do it. So I gave birth to my daughter, and I had a really good birth experience. I felt confident going in. For someone who was sexually abused, it was kind of amazing how confident I was in my process. And that is 110% because I was educated as a doula and a childbirth educator. I had all the faith in the world that my body could do what it needed to do, point blank period. While I was in labor, I had to ask later because I was not sure, but I asked my midwife, how long do you think I pushed? Just the pushing part. Now that's where you're bearing down, right? Yeah. She was like, I mean, you had kind of a normal one for a first labor. You did about 7 hours. And I was like, I'm sorry, who did what? Right. Where is my badge? Like, where is my merit badge? Like, what? Yeah. So no medication, like, remember I used to do that joke about, like, I gave birth to my baby in my basement, but it was a finished basement. Let's not act like, you know, we had carpet, all right? What did I used to say? I was like, don't worry, we had everything we need. We had a pair of scissors and a woman who prays, right? So yeah, I did that, and during my labor, I got real tired, where you get to when you're pushing. I got real tired, and my friend Justin passed away before I got pregnant, but while I was with my ex. He had an overdose, and I took him to the crematory, and I also put his shoes on him, and I also held his mom while she literally convulsed because she hadn't seen her son's body since he'd been picked up by police, and this was like her first time. She literally like went into and I like held her again. Doula shit kicked in. I was like, my head was on her ear, and I buried her head with my arms. So it was just us in this like arm cone of silence. And I was like, you need to breathe. You need to breathe. Breathe with me. Breathe with me. Like you get into a rhythm, you know? And she came out of it, and we walked her up to his casket and like, or the table. He was cremated, but we walked him up to the table and she saw him, and it's like, I went through that, right? So like, then I got pregnant. Then the shit with the comedian in court happened. Then I'm having this baby. And so I remember getting real tired, and I reached out to my friend, and like, I'm a comedian, and I will never say that ghosts are real. I will never say they're not. Like, I know what I've heard and I know what I've seen, but I need coping. I grew up I'm a child that grew up around bodies. Like maybe it's just me, you know what I mean? Like I have no dog in this fight, right? So I reached out to my friend, and I was like, Justin, you gotta help me through this shit, man. Like, this is getting on me. Like, I don't think this is gonna end. I think I might be in birth forever. Like, this is rough, dude. Like, I need you to give me like strength or like a message or like something. And like, if this is just me talking to me, I was funny as shit. I was like, in his voice, I heard him say, girl, that shit is nasty. Don't include me in this. And I laughed so hard. I was like, oh, you would have said that. You would have said that. Yeah. Like, that's my boy. That's fun. And so it gave me levity. And like, I remember like I had a pile of pillows in front of me, and I was leaned over them so I could kneel on my legs and open my hips. And she was coming out like behind me. I remember I was breathing, and when a contraction passed, and I picked my head up and I went, it's Thursday, recycling has to go out. And everybody in the room went, shut the fuck up and have a baby. What are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, it's Thursday.
I can't turn this off, man.
Can't turn this off, right? So when her head came out, right? I felt the shape of her head. And sometimes when I look at her, I can still remember that feeling of just like how round her head was. Because I remember almost visualizing it based on the feeling of being like, oh, that's what she looks like, right? So her head popped out and this child went, kid you not, had shit to say. Her shoulders didn't have a birth date yet. She was still
on
in
her
me,
way out, just
and she had
talking shit.
Opinions. Right, comedian's child, right?
Come out talking.
Shit, right? So she's born, and I kept. It was hard because postpartum is really hard. We didn't get sleep. Wasn't able to poop by myself anymore. Couldn't take showers whenever I wanted. Breastfeeding, my blood sugar. He worked the day I was in labor because there was no one to run the shop he was working at. So he left and he was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm good." He's like, "Are you fucking serious?" I was like, "Bro, just give me that birth ball. Let me put that thing between my legs." I fell back asleep. I was good. Right? He left. He came back. I was asleep. He was like, "I have never known any human being to know they're in labor and peacefully be at rest." I was like, "Bro, you talking to the one." Like, I trust the process. Okay. So he went to work. He came back. So when he had to go to work again, I was by myself. Now, my mom left the state with my sister when I was 25. It was Christmas when she left. It was around Christmas, and I couldn't get a hold of her. I was like calling because I wanted to know, what did my sister want for Christmas? And what sizes did she need? What's she into? All that. And she didn't answer. So I called my mother's mother, my grandma. And I was like, "Man, where is mom? Like, why is mom not answering the phone? I'm trying to get a hold of this Christmas shit." And she said, "I don't know how to tell you this, but your mom is not going to be around for Christmas." And I'm like the great justifier. I was like, "All right, well, when's she going to be around?" Like, okay. And she goes, "No, you're not understanding. She left and she's not coming back." And I was like immediately angry because she made my grandmother tell me this. Right. I would never want to have that on my lap, to tell my grandchild, your mother abandoned you. Right. I had this joke with part of the Jim Norton thing that I wrote where I was like, "Yeah, my mom left. You got to say it real sad. My mom left. And, it's fucked up. She did around Christmas. But can you really be sad when you're 25? Like, what are you missing? She ain't teach you to ride a bike? What are you upset about? You know what I mean? Like, I try to pull in on that idea of just being like, "Oh, boo-hoo, bitch. What she ain't going to teach you to drive? Right. What have you not figured out by 25? You know what I mean? But it's like, the for real part is like, when do you not need your mom? You know what I mean? Yeah. And the fact that there was no communication, just cut left and dry, harsh. That's harsh. Like, I grew up around dead people, but that's fucking harsh. Right? So, I did not actually, let me finish that story and then I'll come back to the postpartum. So, for 3 years, I was not able to talk to my mom or my sister. No, it was longer than that. Yeah, no, it was 3 years. It was 3 years. And at that time, my sister's much younger than me. So she was in that age where I wanted her to be able to confide in me the way young girls do with older girls. "Hey, I like this boy. My friend's being a bitch. What should I do? Girl, you should, get a knife in her tires. Fuck her." Like, you know what I mean? Like, "What boy? What's his name? Give me a picture. What he like?" You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be there for her. And that was taken from me. I felt like that was taken from me. Like, my mom wants to leave. Girl, good riddance. Do what you do. Don't nobody like you around here, right? No, they don't nobody need you out here. She been fucked up my whole life.
But that other relationship.
But my sister, that's so unfair to her, to me. And what was worse is my sister had nobody. She told her dad was going to attack them. She made all these lies up. My sister saw through that shit and is now healing in a powerful way. That girl did a 180. I mean, like, she just spun around. Like, I'm so proud of her. But there was none of me being like, mom's bullshit, right? She had to do that on her time because that would seem like I'm trying to start shit. No. I'm not having you make her a martyr because I'm coming through with facts that you don't like. You're on your time.
Yeah, you gotta find that out.
She really did find that out painfully. That's her story, right? So it wasn't until my grandmother died when I lived in New York. They were like, "Hey, grandma died. I had to go back to Baltimore." And like, I didn't get any closure. I didn't get to see her gone. I didn't know she was sick. But the thing that had me straight nauseous was, I'm going to see my mom. Like, I was fucked up about it. Like, My ex that you knew, like, he watched me cry about it. He went with me. He was like, you're being very brave. Like, it was hard, you know? So she holds so much power over me, and yet none at all.
Because I'm fine without you. That's parents, dude.
Right, that ping pong of like, I'm good with you gone, and also being like, damn, that's hurtful as hell.
Yeah, I'm literally half of you, but I'm also my own, all of me.
Once you cut the umbilical cord, you're two separate people.
Yeah.
It's from that moment. You're two separate people. What you choose to do with the time you have together, that's your choice. And she didn't handle it well, right? So I saw her again at my grandmother's funeral. We ain't have no words. I hugged her, and I said, while I was hugging her, I said, it's really hard for me to see you. And she said, I know. That was all the comfort I got. I'm aware. Duly noted, right? So then, let's cut back to I'm postpartum now with this baby and in a abusive relationship. So I was not aware I was in an abusive relationship. But it was very clear to me now that I was, upon reflection. So I didn't have my mom. And so our culture, American culture, has no graciousness towards postpartum people. Point blank, period. If you live in India, if you live in Pakistan, when you have a baby, you move into your parents' house for 2 years. It takes a village. It's a part of their culture. When you have a person come through you, they assume that you are physically being put back together, emotionally, mentally, and you have this new person full of needs. Let grandma
well, it's
and
a part of
grandpa
capitalism, right?
Yes.
To break up that family so that way, instead of having one household that everyone's working to keep and take care of, there's many households that are working to keep and...
It's actually, it's actually, you can directly relate it to consumerism because it's the Industrial Revolution that changed us from community birthing, where people would birth at home and they would have your cousins and your sister and your mom and whoever, the neighbors come over. It was your job to have food ready so they could stay for a few days and help you have birth. Then when we switched to the metropolitan areas and we were migrating out of the rural areas into the metropolitan areas, and all those hospitals were built real fast, men were no longer allowed to be around when their babies were born. You have until 1930s, until the 1980s, where men had to fight to have their children, to see their children's birth, right? That's a whole other story. I did a podcast on that, and it's fascinating. So anyway, so our culture is very like, oh my God, congratulations, like blah, blah, blah. You good? Bye. I had 2 days where my grandmother came over.
Sure.
That was it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, after that, we discovered that...
the grandma that I met?
Yeah, Grammy.
Yeah.
So after that, we discovered over a period of 4 months that my daughter had a health issue. She would scream when you would put her down, like lay her down, screamed in the car, screamed when she slept for too long. She never woke up nice. It's that animalistic thing of like a baby sounding like they're lonely is like, hey, anybody here? When they're hungry, they're like, hey, I'm hungry. Come on. It's got that, When you're in pain, it sounds like a fucking alarm going off. Whoa! It's got that. So my nerves for 4 months, while I'm being told you don't fuck me enough, every single time that child woke up was just, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't rest. I couldn't read. I couldn't sit because I knew it was coming. And I got obsessive. When she would sleep for however long she'd sleep, I got obsessive. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? It was chores. Bitch, that's all you have time for. I stopped listening to music. I stopped listening to podcasts I like. I stopped writing comedy. I stopped reading. I stopped eating. I stopped drinking water. I saw the bones in my chest one day. I was 117 pounds.
Fuck, dude.
I saw the bones in my chest in the mirror and I went, this is going to kill you. You can't fuck around with this. You need to start eating cheese. You need to start getting fiber in you. Like you need to take a multivitamin. So I'm dealing with her illness. My brain's getting real fucked up from sleep deprivation. And then I'd come home and be told, you not fucking me enough. And there was a period of 9 days that I counted where every single day, now she was like 2 weeks old at this point. There was a period in there where for 9 days straight, he berated me with screaming, saying, you just want to fuck other people. You not trying to fuck me. The 9th day that happened, was about to say 7th, but it was the last day. The 9th day that happened, I said to him, do you understand that you've been bringing this up every day for 9 days and screaming at me? Do you understand for the last 2 of those days I've been thinking about how I'm going to kill myself? And I saw the look on his face was like, oh, shit. Now, in my naivete, I was like, oh, he cares. No, baby, that's the money. Who's going to pay your bills if she kills herself? And now you got 2 kids to take care of? You can't even take care of your own self. So he kind of chilled out, but he stopped. Well, all he did was he stopped yelling. It was beratement, and it was constant. And because there's mental illness involved, there was no reason for the conversation to go that direction. We'd be talking about whatever, doing whatever, and I hear this, and that like made me like a cat, like just like it's coming, it's coming, and it did. He would, I just feel like an idiot. I've been jerking off all the time, and like and you never want to touch me anymore. And I'm like, my child is literally like a few weeks out of my body. I don't know what he's expecting this pussy to do. Right? I couldn't walk upstairs. Like I was on heavy doses of Advil, and I would sit between the couch cushions so that the parts of me could fall between the cushions because I didn't want anything pressing. Like I was in pain. Now the rule is
under renovation.
Yes. So
and this fucking guy
couldn't
get his goddamn dick off his mind long enough.
You chose to have a child, and you already had one. This isn't a shock to you, bro. This is abuse. You are going out of your way to put me down. So, you're supposed to wait. Scientifically, the rule is 6 weeks. Here's another painful one. He berated me for so long, so consistently. I agreed to have sex 5 weeks after birth. I've never felt pain like that in my life. The reason I'm saying this on this podcast is not to be like, oh, don't I have the craziest story? No, it's because as a society, we need to talk about this.
We do.
And if somebody hears me say this, I need you to know this is not women being, I'm a feminist and I don't want you to touch me. It's literally like, dude, I'm in pain. My muscular structure is not ready. The fibers have not healed. And I'm not going to say he was rough with me, but I'm going to say he really didn't give a fuck. He really didn't give a fuck. And to have someone love bomb you, which is such a crazy experience, to then turn around and have them not care that the literal core of your body is on fire and feels like it's being ripped apart because they just want to get one off. My brain couldn't do the gymnastics between those two realities. It was, I love you, I love you, I love you. I don't give a fuck how this makes you feel. And that was a deep not give a fuck. I've had my mom leave, bro. I've had people not care about me. That was a deep not give a fuck. And I didn't know how to process it. So my daughter ended up, the most I ever had to wake up with her in one night was 11 times. Now, if you think about a 12-hour period, that's like once an hour. So getting up, nursing her, staying awake with her, putting her back down, getting up, nursing her, putting her back down. Then I'm going in the bedroom where a bipolar person is thinking about sleeping. Thinking about sleeping, starting a fight with me, getting up, going downstairs, going to the basement. I became scared of my basement because that was like his space.
Just where
and it was just his energy, and it just freaked me out. I didn't know if he was hiding knives, or I knew he had hid razors before, so that's in your mind. Like, this is somebody that's not on medication. So it's like, anything could happen. So I'm just thinking about this baby, right? So like, and trying to get through every day. So one night she didn't sleep because every time she fell asleep, she'd wake back up screaming. And this was all night. I was in the basement, in the living room, upstairs, outside. I was all over that house. By the time the sun came up, he had went to work. My stepson wasn't there on this day, thankfully, because she finally fell asleep. I had put a comforter down on the ground and was like, whispering to her, doing my doula thing, baby, breathe. Okay, mommy's here, right? And she fell asleep, and I stood up and was like, oh my God. Like, you ever seen a battle scene where the people who are still there are still like swinging their arms because they don't realize it's over? Like, that was me just being like, oh my God, like what? So, sorry. So, I went to walk out of the room to get a fucking second. And she woke up. Whoa! And I fucking went in the room and I grabbed her. I didn't know what else to do. We were up for the day now. So I just changed her diaper. And when I opened her diaper, now luckily I went to massage school. So like I know a lot about a little when it comes to medical information, because massage school gave me such an excellent foundation on how to understand the human body. So I opened her diaper and she screamed as urine came out of her, and it was white, cotton fucking white. And I was like, that's an infection.
So that's not great.
So I called, I called because of the car situation. I think at that point I had the car. I don't remember. It gets foggy at this point. Anyway, we get to the doctor's office. I have a thing like once a year where my nasal drip devours my throat and I don't have my voice anymore. And it's like gravelly. It doesn't make a lot of notes. I have to push out harder to talk. It's like the ghost of my voice, right? That was going on at the time. My health is bad. The kid's bad. I'm not sleeping. Tired. Abusive situation. I don't have help from my family like I would right? Like I would prefer. So I was off my game. So I get to the doctor and they're like, what's going on? And I'm like trying to talk. And I'm like, she is peeing white. She does not sleep. She is always in pain. I have not put her down ever since she's been born. I've been physically carrying this child for months. Like, fucking somebody figure something out. And they were like, cool, let's test her urine. They tested her urine and they were like, you need to go to an emergency room right now. So they sent us to University of Maryland Medical Center and they put us onto a pediatric specialist and we got to the hospital. Man, I hate this memory. When your child hurts and you can't do anything, and they had to give her a spinal tap. Oh, fuck. So they had to bend her and then poke her in the spine and take the fluid and do all this, and they didn't find anything. They're giving her needles. She's screaming. They're giving her IVs, and I'm handing her over to people that I know are going to hurt her, but it's good for her, and we need this. So you just got to get through it, right? My dad was there. My dad is like, he's the guy you want in the perfect storm. Cool as a cucumber. Not unfeeling, but cool as a fucking cucumber. So like when I was about to lose it, I just look at him. But then my husband at the time showed up. And he did not have the ability to be calm, cool, and collected. So he's picking a fight with nurses now. I don't understand. Why are they doing? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. These are the people you don't talk like that to the people cooking your food. They have our daughter in their hands. You shut the fuck up. Oh, thank you. Oh, I smell like it too. Thank you. So I'm trying to calm him. I'm a mom in a situation. My dad's there. My dad and my ex are not copacetic just because he's the way he is. They never showed it. I heard a lot about it from my ex. Why does your dad always treat me some type of way? Because you come around acting like a whole ass asshole. Right. So they come back and they're like, yeah, we just don't know. Like we need to do further testing. That's when they give her the sonogram. Now, I will never ever tell people in an emergency room they don't know what they're doing, but I wish we would have done a non-invasive procedure first before we fucked around with her spine. Right. Because they found it on the sonogram. They did the jelly on the belly, and they checked her organs, and for sure she had an extra ureter tube that goes from the one kidney on her left side, goes from one kidney down to the bladder. Now in the body, the ureter tubes are where kidneys filter water and they send the excess waste to the bladder. So it goes through that tube. If you are dehydrated, it can pull that fluid back up from the bladder to be siphoned back through in the kidneys to pull whatever water it can get out of it, and then send that more concentrated urine now back down to the urine to be put out. That's why they say if your pee is very yellow, you're dehydrated. If it's clear or ish, you're not as dehydrated, because your body, if it's super yellow, if it's super dark, means there's no water in there. It's been siphoning the water out to get what it can. You need to put water in you, right? So she had an extra one. So what was happening was when it would pull the urine back up to her bladder, it wasn't coming back out. So her entire top of her kidney was full of pus. So we found this out at 5 months old. At 8 months old, she had a laparoscopic surgery. Went well. Her surgeon was awesome. He was from, I think, South Africa. He was like this old guy. He was super calm. He was just like a nice calm spirit. And when you are living in a house with a bipolar person who's not on their medication and a baby that won't stop crying, a nice, calm person is exactly who you find solace in.
Yeah.
I trusted this man implicitly.
Yeah.
So the day I had to hand her over to surgery, a lot of tears, a lot of struggle, couldn't breastfeed. I had to tell her no for the first time in her life to the breast. She was uncomfortable. All I wanted to do was comfort her. Couldn't do it. It was such a hard day. And when it was over, it was like, oh, we made it. We got somewhere. The problem with that is that we definitely got somewhere with her health. When you are in an abusive relationship, and I was saying this to you before when we were talking about P. Diddy and Cassie and victimization and all those things, what you do is, what I did was, you have a mile marker where you're like, oh, it's only hard because he's stressed out because of this. When that changes, things will be better.
Yeah.
When we get over this surgery and the baby's health stabilizes, things will be better.
Yeah.
The problem was it didn't.
Yeah.
It escalated. So here my daughter is now sleeping better, eating better, starting to crawl, standing up. She had a little scar on her belly. That was it. She was good.
Yeah.
Hair growing, legs getting longer. I mean, the baby was just moving, doing baby things. But he kept going in on it. You not fucking me. You not having sex with me. You just want to abandon me. You want to be out here fucking dudes. Da, 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 da. So we had a fight. That was in the nighttime, which I realize now upon hearing others, that is a tactic of abuse to never let you sleep. I already wasn't sleeping. So you picked the wrong bitch, okay? So he would pick a fight whenever we would go to bed or whenever the baby was down.
Yeah.
Also, it might have had a little bit to do with rapid cycling bipolar and how that kind of works and how it kind of kicks up at weird times. But the problem for me was the pattern of behavior. Because bipolar can be all over the place. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. And he was kind of all over the place. But I noticed another thing, too. Everyone else he talked to, he was cool with. Except for me. I caused him the most offense. I caused him the most problems. So we had a fight where he ended up saying, like, he was like getting loud, and we were upstairs. I actually have PTSD now of when I'm in a room with a man and he's between me and the door, because he would stand in the doorway and yell at me, and I couldn't get out.
Right.
And in my brain, I'm not even hearing what he's saying. I'm just clocking what's going on. I can't fucking leave this room.
Yeah.
And so, like, now, if specifically men are between me and the door, there's a part of my brain that goes off, like a light, like where I'm like, oh, I don't like that, right? So, fun scars. So then,
Should I move?
no, you good. I trust you. So, you say you cry a lot. I could just say something sad.
He does cry
and be
a lot.
like, climb over you.
Right now.
So this fight ensued where he was getting loud, and I was like, dude, the last thing you can do is wake this child up. After everything I've been through, that child is going to sleep every moment she gets to sleep. And he goes, I don't give a fuck. I'll wake her up if I want to. And he started to walk towards her door. Like he was going to play some fucking games and go wake this baby up. Bro, I don't know if you've ever seen movies that take place like before World War II, but like the way men would grab women above the elbow and be like, just slap the shit out of you, right? You ever seen that?
You come here, bitch.
Yeah, right here. Right here.
Yeah.
And they control her.
Yeah.
I grabbed him like that. I was like, absolutely not. And I pulled him back and I realized I'm really close to the railing. If he wanted to push me over it, he could. That's where my head was at. It was not what we were fighting about, what his problem was, what I needed to fix to make him better. It was, I'm in physical danger, and now we're putting hands on each other.
Yeah.
So I forget what caused the first fight, but the first time I called the police. But the first time I called the police, ambulance came. No, ambulance didn't come. That was the second time. 2 cops show up. They're like, what's going on? One of the cops happened to be a social worker. So he was like giddy. He was like, it's my time to shine. Right. So he comes in and they're sir, right? They get him to go with them. He goes to the hospital. They basically what they told him, which I'm only hearing this through him, but what they told him was, you are showing all signs of needing to be institutionalized, but you have no insurance. So I got the call that he was coming home. So I got to pick my abuser up with no solutions.
Fuck.
After we called for help, I called the help number. It's 3 numbers, 911. I fucking called it. Right? They showed up, they took him, and now they're dropping him back off.
Yeah.
I've had more help with behavior with my pit bull when I hired a dog trainer to come to my house for 2 hours. I had more help then than a human being with a mental health disorder.
Yeah.
So that was like that summer.
What if you can have call someone and have them come train your husband?
Train your bipolar? Yeah, train your fucking person freaking out. I just wanted him on meds. I just wanted him leveled out, right? So, cut to, that was like that summer. Cut to quarantine, 2 weeks into quarantine. He has a meltdown so bad that he's in the basement screaming up at me, trigger warning for listeners, that he is going to take his own life. And then this is where my training of knowing things about things kicked in. He told me how he was going to do it, which I'm not going to say because that's a bit much for people to hear who are sensitive to those things. But he basically
don't go giving my listeners any ideas.
Yeah, not for free.
Like we just got acquainted with each other. they just
maybe that shouldn't be episode 10. Maybe I should be further down. They just need more padding. So that's when my training went, okay, if someone's planning, they have steps, they have a plan, we need to call for help. You know when you have a moment of clarity? My moment of one of my first moments of clarity was when I was on the phone with the dispatch and she was asking me questions and I was answering them. Is he a danger to himself? Maybe. Is he a danger to others? Not really, but maybe. Are there knives in the house? Are there weapons in the house? Yeah. We have knives in the kitchen. Does he have knives in his personal possessions? I don't know, but I think so. And I'm hearing myself say this, and I'm almost feeling like if you've ever felt sad for the little kid in you, I felt sad for the little kid in me at that moment because I heard myself as an adult speaking to a police dispatch person, answering questions about the reality I was living in, and the answers weren't good. Yeah. And so they sent somebody out this time with an ambulance. They did the same thing. He went to the hospital. They agreed he needed to be institutionalized, but he has no insurance. So you got to go home. When I tell you, when I hear Bernie Sanders say, nobody in this country deserves to have to live in a world where you have to pick whether you get to eat or whether you get the help you need in your medical treatment, I stand behind that 110%. I should have never had my abuser come back in my house because we can't afford psychiatric care. That's fucking wild. And guess what? When you have insurance through your job, mentally ill people aren't great at keeping jobs. So that's fucked up. So he came back and we agreed he needed to be on meds. He got on meds. Then 2 months, he started to see a therapist. I got him in an outpatient thing. He was given free samples of medication because he didn't have insurance. So we weren't sure if we were going to be able to keep the meds or not. He didn't see it through. After about two months or something, he decided, I'm just going to not take them anymore. And I was like, wait. You got to wean down. Like, if you're making a life decision, we can talk about that. You can't just cold turkey your brain chemistry. And he was like, I don't want to be on this. I don't like how it feels. I'm literally getting like raped. And like this person's now telling me they're uncomfortable with the only help we're getting. And I'm like, I'm not about to ask you to be uncomfortable, but that you need to talk to the doctor about that. Oh no, they're not going to give me. So then we had like a third fight and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Something happened, man. Like something in me went from, I got to fix every problem. I have to be here to fix everything. I have to fix all of his woes. I got to hold these kids up. I got to pay these bills, to just being like, and I'm done. You got to fucking leave. Put your key on the table. Get the shit you can carry. Call your parents. Get the fuck out. Something in him knew. She's done. And he left. So I get divorced from him. And 2020 is going, and I called a couple comedians that I looked up to in the scene because I felt like I needed to touch base with my peoples. I needed to get me back. So I called 2 people, and one of them was like a big wig in the scene who had a tumultuous happening in his career. And I called him and he was like, oh my God, I'm so happy to talk to you. Like, how are you? I was like, bro, I'm getting separated. It's 2020 out this bitch. I'm a single mom now with a toddler. Like, this shit is crazy. Well, she wasn't a toddler yet. Like, excuse me, like, this shit is crazy. What's going on with you? He was like, oh, I'm getting away from my ex. She's a narcissist and abusive and all this. So we bonded. Over a year and a half, we bonded. He ended up convincing me that it would be a good idea if we were together. And he got me a job up at an event venue. And I was able to make more money than I was making at my family's business, which isn't a lot. And I was kind of like back in comedy, but not in comedy, because it's like we could put on shows, but they could be any kind of show. It was dope. Then he lost his place of living. And I was like, how about I take in a second bipolar person? And you stay with me till you figure your shit out. He did figure his shit out. But it wasn't my plan. That was it. So he brings him and his son into my house. And I'm like, this is only going to last so long. He's 20 years older than me, so like he's going to have his shit together. He's going to do whatever. Nope. He stayed for a while. I agreed to be with him. He came in my house, introduced him to my family, got me on stage again, and I was killing it. I came back with anger. I was like, let this bitch out the house. I came out with old jokes, new jokes. I was writing shit. Talking to him on the porch was some of the best hours I spent ever talking to a person, just talking to a person. Like that brain wavelength where you're like, you get me, I get you, our thoughts match. I've had a lot of people accuse me of associating with people higher than me because I want to get something. I believe people are projecting most of the time. The thing about me is I don't want anything that isn't earned because it doesn't feel like I did anything. I like the feeling. If I'm willing to climb up a mountain for the feeling of the sweat, best fucking believe I don't got to suck dick to get a spot in a show, babe.
Right.
I write jokes. I'm fucking good at this.
Tell him that shit.
Run and tell that. Like, so we just meshed. And then he was in my house for a while, and then he got weird, and he clammed up. And I was like, all right. I watched him shake from not having his medication. So we were at like Rite Aid or whatever. He's like, please, I just need it. And they were like, we don't have the thing come through. He's like, call my doctor again. Like, it was at that level. Like, I saw him be in need. And so I was looking at him like, all right, you know, maybe you're having a thing. You know, maybe you're going through something. And then he came home one day, and he was crying. And he was like, Kim, I slept with my ex. And the feeling literally, like, I couldn't believe that someone who had heard all my ins and outs of all the sex abuse I went through could betray me in a sexual manner. I would have rather you stole my credit card and took my money. Like, my trust is dead. And I can't force it to be different. I can't have such a good heart that my trust issues go away. Like, if I ever fall in love with someone again, I'm going to have to be like, listen, you got a wall to climb over. Like, that, good luck to you, sir. You know in 300 when they build the wall of dead bodies? That's all the men that have come before you. Like, that's what happened. Here's how I liken it, right? I liken it to this, right? You ever have a friend that borrows your DVDs? And then brings them back scratched. And then somebody else is like, hey, can I borrow your DVD? And you go, sorry, bro. Everybody that came before you fucked my shit up. You got to buy that. I'm not a lending library anymore. And so he cheated on me, and I was literally devastated because I trusted him. I had a day in massage where 2 back-to-back clients attempted to sexually abuse me. I've never had that happen. And I talked to another therapist, and she was like, bitch, I've never heard of that happening. I was like, I can't believe it. The first one, I was like, questionable. Like, you trying some shit? And because I have PTSD from sex abuse, I was like, I'm in a room with a man I don't know, and now his hand was moving a little close to the hip under the sheet, and I'm like, bitch. I pulled his hand out and started massaging the arm, like, don't fucking, we not doing this, right? Second guy comes in, gets a straight-up erection. Never, ever. That doesn't happen. If somebody's there on the level, that they don't get people will be like, blood flow, buddy. No, you better think about your nana in a cold shower watching baseball and get that shit to go down like a groundhog, because absolutely not. So I had 2 back to back, and I came home to the guy. I don't want to name him because broke people can get a lot of money out of you by suing you on their reputation. And I don't have money to give to broke men. So I'm not saying people's names, but y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. So I came home from that day, and because I came home from the day where the massage thing happened, and dude was living in my house at the time, I had gone to bed, and I started to fall asleep, and I had a dream that I heard my ex's voice, and saw his silhouette in the doorway. At the end of our relationship, I was having sex had upon me every single day, and I was showing no signs of enjoying it. And right before our relationship ended with my ex-husband, one of the last times we had sex, he said to me, "You didn't seem to enjoy that." And I said back, "That didn't stop you though, did it?" And then that happens, talking to friend as a friend, took him a long time to be like, "Come on, if we were together, it'd be so awesome." And it didn't start that way. It got that way like part of the way through. You know, he wanted me to do a podcast with him. I was like, "Why? You can pick anybody." He was like, "Kim, because we have a great back and forth. We disagree, but we don't disrespect each other. We need that right now." We had a dope podcast, dude. Our podcast was like, we would talk about political issues, and like we both came from opposite points of view, but we would both make each other fucking laugh. He's a master at this shit, and I'm not too fucking bad myself. So you put us together, and it was like hot topics. What is there not to talk about? Like, we were on it. So like, it all felt on the level. It felt, he was like, "I don't want another comedian for this project. I want you." And I was like, "Well, I'll take that. If I've earned it, I'll take that," right? We have a podcast. We're doing this thing together. He did a one-man show. I helped him write it. I helped him work on it. I helped him do all this shit. I met Rain Pryor through that. That was very fucking cool to meet her. She's an immaculate professional. And so, like, did all this shit. I got him a coconut cream pie for his birthday. After that massage shit happened, I told him, "Oh my God, I just had like a PTSD flashback." I came down the stairs crying. He was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" I told him, this man had the audacity to hold me and say, "You're safe." As if like literally and symbolically, like, you are safe with me. You are in my arms now. Like, I've got you. And then goes ahead and cheats on me. And he told me, we just were talking because we wanted closure, and things happened. I looked at them text messages because he told me I could look at his text messages. He got a new phone because don't you love it when cheaters get new things? He got a new phone, and somebody took him to the Chappelle show in D.C. I can't. How did these people get rewarded? So he leaves. He left his old phone at home. He gave me the password to be like, "You can look through my messages if you want to. I'm not hiding nothing." He should have been. That was fucking stupid. I looked through that shit. That was a rendezvous with a Z in it. That was not them. There was nothing in there about closure. In fact, I remember that in there it said, she tried to bitch about something like, "You're taking too long." And he said, "This better be fun. If this isn't fun, I'm leaving. You need to be on your knees with your mouth open when I come in the door." That's not closure. That's debauchery. That's debauchery, which, baby, I'm here for. I'm here for debauchery. Like, I'm fine with debauchery. But on my bills, on my water bill,
that's not good.
with my heart, on my groceries, I almost had a fucking conniption when he tried to eat the last of my peanut M&Ms. I almost fucking fell out. On single mom's money, those are my peanut M&Ms. Man, when I tell you, it took me 4 days to gather my thoughts. And then I packed his shit. I confronted him because the 4 days thing was the Chappelle show. It was like 4 days of me being like side swept. He went to the Chappelle show. I looked through those messages, bro. I was pacing like a panther when he got, the energy in me. I was fucking fit because I had the dates. We first kissed. First time we had sex. First time we went out. And I was cross-referencing.
Oh, shit.
Between his messages with her and shit he had done with me. Bro, one of the things he said to me when we were breaking up was, "How did you know all that happened when it happened?" And I said, "You don't need to worry about that. Just trust that a bitch knows things." Because that's what it is. I'm not dumb. I didn't think I had to get evidence. But it just so turns out that I keep track of shit. So
couldn't even lie.
Why?
So spot on.
Right.
Like, you are so detailed.
Right. He wasn't even lying.
Well, shit.
That's me too.
You got me.
I ain't shit. That's amazing. You should do that for a living. You ever thought about being a lawyer? I can't say shit.
You ever thought about, let's give you a career trajectory based on your skills at this juncture?
I ain't shit. You caught me.
No, you're right. I ain't shit. No, you're right. You're right.
You know what? I thought I was good.
You know what? That's like that song, Your Honor, I'm a freak bitch. Let's just come out and say it. Your Honor, I'm a freak bitch. First of all, right.
Damn.
So when he left,
Shit.
I built my life back up. I built myself back up. I did a lot of healing. I started doing therapy. I was fucking angry. I'm still fucking angry. Hey, you know what? Anger looks good on me. I'm not bothered. I've gotten into Viking history. You know what they like? Revenge. Me too. Me fucking too. I really like revenge. Like, I hope that motherfucker... You know how they say, like, don't wish ill on people because it'll come back to you tenfold? I ain't gonna say it out loud, but I might have to meet with some shit at the end of my story because I'll be wishing some things on some people. You know,
you might have already gotten it. You just paid.
Maybe I did. That's why I said, Lord, I've already paid my nickel. I don't need to do anymore. Right? I don't need to do more time.
I'm the other side of karma.
Right.
Fucking bring nothing back to me.
Right.
The way I look at it is this. Right. The way I look at it is this. I went into this mess as an awesome person with a very open mind. And no boundaries were taught to me as a child. And I had trauma, and I had emotional problems, and I had mental issues. I've been diagnosed with anxiety disorder, and now I have low-grade PTSD. And now I have more trauma and more experience and more wisdom, and I'm still an awesome person.
You are.
So thank you. So I'm now working with my family's business still. I'm still doing massage. I am. I'm making a series of online classes for childbirth education, which shoot me in the fucking face. I'm de-essing audio. Scott, take me fucking out, man.
Dude.
De-essing audio,
Dude.
fucking kill me. I'm like doing all the editing. I'm recording myself. I'm writing the scripts. All this shit with the birth stuff that I've been doing for like going on 15 years now is getting put into this. So I have like different classes by subject matter. I want to target gentlemen who want to know these things. I want to bring men into the fold. Like, we love you. We appreciate you. We want you here. I have the all-inclusive language. I love birthing person because sometimes I don't want to be considered a woman because sometimes women are considered second-class citizens. So I don't want to be a woman sometimes. Sometimes I want to be a person in labor. See me as that. That's it. Treat me as that. You know, I love the terminology. I love the inclusiveness. I love all of that. And I'm going to be offering classes online, like Zoom classes.
Word.
I'm very excited to have all that done. And I'm also writing a book right now.
Oh yeah.
So I got back to me.
Yeah.
I remembered what made me motivated. I remembered what made me, when you're in the car, in traffic, going to work, and you hate your life, and you think of all that shit that you love about art and the things that move you, I'm back to that. I got my little Pinterest board in my brain, you know, collecting things again. And now, like, I'm also writing an erotic fan fiction about Professor Snape because it's so fun.
Yeah.
And so that's been so fun for me. Like,
Out ahead of you.
You know, when the one book starts to feel like work, I go to the fan fiction, and it's so fun to write that I then get my juices cooked up for writing the other book, and I fall back in love with that. And so, like, I have this marketing campaign idea for the book that's like based on secrecy, like a slow reveal. Like, I'm back to having fun. I'm stressed the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm a single parent
Well,
in this economy, right? I'm
not
stressed
gonna
out, but like, I'm just an angrier version of myself with much better boundaries, self-worth, self-love, and self-respect.
Oh yeah.
With a lot more to say. With a lot more to say.
With a lot more to say.
Yeah.
So, you know, with my name, there's always been an issue. Kim Ambrose, Kim, last name, my married last name. And I wanted to keep my married last name for two reasons. Because everybody in the comedy scene gave me a bunch of shit. I want to make you say it.
Say my name,
Say
bitch.
my name, bitch. The other reason is because I think married Kim in an abusive situation, Kim, going through the trials and tribulations with her daughter's health, Kim, co-parenting with another person, Kim, that bitch deserves a night out.
Yeah.
She should get to walk. She should get to sprinkle the anger and the fury and the funny and the love and the humor, and Kim Ambrose gets to come along. Kim Ambrose is there. She's the toast. The other Kim is the butter, making that shit sweet. So I struggle with it because with this book, like, if I get back on stage, I want to market my work. I want to market it as Kim Ambrose. But man, do I love letting her walk around. So, you know, so it's like, I'm undecided, you know?
Well, I could tell you, with all the drama you went through with these, you know,
People.
These motherfuckers.
These particular types.
Yeah. I appreciate that you felt comfortable enough to still reach out to me. You know what I mean? Like, and we had plenty of talks.
Yeah.
post a lot of this shit.
I'm happy you talked back. Because, like, in the scene, like, I felt like me and Valance were
He's
like...
the best.
We were like... There was a night when we were at Sidebar. And Valance, he probably don't know what I was going to say. He went up there, and something happened. It was a Valance I had never... That was brewing. Let me put it this way. I don't know if you've ever listened to Kid Cudi's albums before Man on the Moon. But they all kind of have like that sound, but it's not quite there yet. Man on the Moon, like, it came together. Every track's got every element, and he layered it. That happened that night. I saw something in Valance pop up, and I messaged him after we both left, and I was like, what was that? And he goes, you saw that too? And I was like, dude, me and Valance are on like a wavelength, like, okay. Yeah, I always appreciate you talking back to me, because I understand once people are done with you, once they're like, man, you want some bullshit, like, guess I'm on some bullshit in your eyes then. Like, I can't change that, you know?
No, you know, and I always stay far away from the scene enough that I didn't got into any of that shit.
Yes.
A lot of that shit you experienced, I didn't even hear about until
we would be talking in a circle, and he would be gone. We'd be like, ha ha ha, and you'd look back, and Valance would be, you'd be like, where'd he go?
I'm so good at Irish goodbye.
Yes, yes.
I will fade to black. I'm the biggest person there, but I will dip off on you so fast.
Like Homer Simpson in the bushes.
In the bushes.
Right.
I'm out this piece. I had to get up and go to work in the morning, girl.
Right. Had things to do. You'd be farting and fooling around out here with these fools.
Right.
I mean, I felt like I didn't go into comedy thinking I was going to meet the most mentally healthy people in the world.
Right.
So when everybody flipped the script and was like, fuck Kim, and it got weird, I'm like, yeah, it did, and that's fair. I don't think I should have to wear that because everyone else involved caused problems. And you know, the one person who didn't get asked their side of it till today was me. I had to wear the pariahhood of these men around you are all fucked up about you. That sounds like that's their problem. Healed Kim doesn't have a problem with you having a problem with this. I just think your fucking blame is askew. Things did get weird. Things got inappropriate and unfucking necessary. And you know what? As sick as that man was, he was not the only person perpetrating it. Any one of them could have laid that hot skillet down and gone, that's a little too hot for me. Yeah. And they didn't. They played into it joyfully. And I seen one of those people out and about. I had my daughter, he had his. He was leaving the public library, I was walking into it. And he went, oh, Kim! And I went, And I watched his face go from to, that's fair. Yeah, motherfucker, you was talking shit. You was talking shit to the people in the middle, cooking people up. You didn't have to have my name in your mouth. What the fuck did I do? Right. Nothing. I showed up, I was a good woman to a fucked up dude. And I have problems from my mom shit. I got problems from growing up around people who was in need. People always leaving the house whenever you needed them to. I was like, oh, you need something? Let me. I stayed at Labor's for 36 hours straight for $300. I went home on fucking no sleep and got up and did massages the next day. I'm not the type of person to be like, not enough has come my way. If anything, I'm looking to work harder. Right. I like my potential. I like feeling my strength and courage. But when people who are weak people see that in you, they put a straw in your cup and they suck at it. They want to take it in, they want to drink it, they want to taste it, and they want to shit you back out and give themselves the credit for picking the flavor. You know? And I've just learned that, like, you can't love a toxic person more than they can love their own addiction to self-destruction.
Damn, you spitting
bars.
You brought me in, bro. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Leland said we want to hear you. I said, let me unclench this jaw a little bit and nuts and bolts.
Sheesh.
For real.
So I learned. And now I'm looking to write some shit. I'm looking to make some shit. I'm looking to live some shit.
Well, that's always the question where we're at right now is where is Kim now and where she wants to go. And I know you talked about the book and everything. Like, what's your future? What's your trajectory right now?
Number one, stability for my daughter. You know, if that means I can't be a homeowner and I have to be a renter to keep her at the school that she's at, or to stay in the area we're at with our family or whatever, because I want to be on these trees. Like, I want to be out there. Now, they got some crazy laws out in tree land. They got some things with trans people, and it's getting a little scary and fucking weird. I'm thinking they will, like I did, the veil will melt and they will come back to reality, hopefully, but I'm starting to think Tree World is not maybe safe for an outspoken woman who wears gonzo journalism patches on her jacket in public and has shit to say on stage. So, you know, I either need a gun or a plan. So, I just want right, seriously. Both. I want stability for my daughter. I've been really good at that so far. She I come first, she comes first also, is how I put it. You know, I have to be on mine so she can be on hers, so I can have her on
There's
hers.
A and 1.
Yes, like a sauce dripping.
A1.
It comes with spices.
That sauce.
So the other thing is that, like, I'm really excited to bring childbirth education to people. I really appreciate you asking me, what is the thing with the births? Because anytime I can talk about the relationship of oxytocin to women needing to physically be, like, loved, actually literally loved by men, like, men, there's a place for you. All these alpha males and all this shit going on. Listen, honey, when Elon Musk said empathy is a weakness, couldn't be further from the truth. It's a superpower. And I want to bring the gospel. I want to tell people that when men feel like there's no place for them, we don't got ships to build anymore. All the buildings been built. We don't have nothing to do. We're over here playing video games and don't find our place in life. Women need you, bro. Women need you at your best. Because when we fall down and we can call your ass to the other side of this bed to hold us while we're having a contraction, then we apologize to you and say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to talk to you like that. It's teamwork, dude. It's teamwork.
It is.
If you can't find your self-worth in helping another person live through the ugliness of life, you shouldn't be with another person. If you are somebody who's like, I just want to fucking fool around, no one's judging you, bro. Like I said, me and Fuck Buddies was on the best levels. I loved it, right? It was awesome. It was great. We was smoking weed, hanging out, playing Crash Bandicoot, and fucking you leave. This is great. You can have that. Be upfront. Women will still have babies with you. People will still love you, but you got to be upfront. This whole sneak shit and Andrew Tate and raping women and having control, man, that ain't it. That ain't it. It scientifically doesn't line up with we want women to have more babies. We can't if you're killing us, right? So, like, I want to speak that gospel. I'm very excited to talk to people. My prices are low because I'm very excited to talk to broke people because they need it more than anybody.
Facts,
you know what I mean? Like, they need it. So I'm doing name your price, personalized Zoom birth classes. And my videos that you can buy, I got to figure out how I want to do it, if it's like Patreon or whatever, but it's going to be like $2 a class. Very simple, because the people who can afford the help don't need me. They can afford the shit that's already out there. The people who need the message I have probably are people down on their luck. So I want to talk to those people. And so us. Those people. People who's down and out. I'm trying to holler at us, bro. What was that Betsy DeVos Twitter that was like, oh, the pores are outside again. I shan't breathe the air on this day. Right? And my book is, I don't want to give too much away, but it's an exploration of the comedic aspect of hypermasculinity and how men expect to have to carry the weight, and then they crumble under that pressure and bad things happen. It happens to them. It happens to each other. That whole concept of like, why don't you check your boys is because they don't know how to talk to each other about this shit. Women have had the discussion for decades and probably 100 years now of how we have societal expectations and it's, you know, we've been burning bras and we've been doing all this. Men need that same shit. Men need to talk about how the oligarchy has been pushing them into a space of if you don't work, if you don't provide, you're not worth anything. And we need to talk about that. And so I'm writing a comedic story about a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders.
I love it.
And how he regards himself and how it's not exactly in line with reality. And how the people who love him are like, put your sword down, man. It's okay. But because I'm a comedian, there's a lot of awkwardness and hilarity. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
I love that. I love that.
I want it to be a book. I want it to be a graphic novel where all the elements of the book are more exaggerated. Fight scenes, arguments, self-monologues, right? And then I want to make the movie version that's even way fucking more exaggerated. Explosions and fucking sharks flying through the air. Helicopters and shit. I
love it.
Yeah. So that, childbirth education, and just trying to not get sucked into putting anybody before me again.
Word.
Word.
I love it.
Thank you.
We need a clap button. We need a fucking applause.
Yes,
we do.
A golf clap button, a very polite golf clap.
Thank
you for letting me do this, and thank you for handling my story so well.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming.
Sure, of course.
I can't wait to see. So this is a whole of what we're doing. And you get to experience those other stories as well.
Yes, I thought
because we've had some conversations on this and on this platform so far. And perfect.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
on brand.
Yes.
Okay, man, you guys are doing a good thing. That's exciting because there's a lot of, we're that generation, right? Our parents' generation took a lot of flack from their parents' generation, and they didn't have those tools, and now we have those tools. And it is our job. You know, I'm raising a smart, you know, beautiful young woman, and it is my job to scare the ever-living shit out of her. I gotta pick the right age, but there's gonna be an age where I delve into my true crime obsession. It's gonna be a like, pat, sit on down here, baby. We got things to talk about. This is why we never go to a second location with people we don't know.
Right. You can get sold off into a system and not know what the fuck you're doing
one
for the
knock
next
on the head,
10 goddamn years.
One knock on the head in the back of a van and one prick of a needle in your arm, you're fucked. That's it, right? So it's like, you gotta know.
You gotta know.
So, you know, all I want in life is to be able to carry swords again.
Yeah.
You know how we used to do?
Yeah.
You can challenge my honor, but you might not make it out of it. Like, I want to go back there. You know, like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. People are worried about guns. I'm like, I might go to the Ren Fest and fuck y'all up.
So, one thing that I picked up from your story, and just, of course, from knowing you for so long, is that you've always been the same person. You've always been
Thank you.
A person that wants to help people. But one thing that I really picked up from your story is, and I've witnessed it before, just in the time that we've known each other, but your ability, and I didn't realize that it was something that I admired so much about you, but it is your ability to change your mind and change your direction. And
you have to.
Like, some people... Some
give a speech.
yeah. You know, but some people will leave their house. They'll start walking to their car. They'll remember that they left their phone inside, and they'll do like a performative thing, like people are watching,
right,
before they turn around and go inside.
Yeah,
you're like, I can just turn around and go inside.
Okay, yeah.
And I like, that is the most like, it's the most mature. It is the most like distinguished. Like, it's something that I noticed about you.
Okay. This is actually surprising to me because in therapy it was kind of like, maturity is an issue in my family, like emotional, like intelligence and maturity. So I've been getting counsel from people who are very well meaning, but their maturity just isn't quite there sometimes. And so I felt like I was mirroring the things that was taught to me. So for you to say, like, I've always noticed you have a more mature, now I'm not, you're saying I'm mature about being able to change. So I'm not mature about everything. This is me saying it, not putting words in your mouth. But it's actually very nice to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Thank
like,
you.
it's like,
there's totally immaturity in maturity.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
For sure.
Don't put Dr. Seuss and shit. Like, wordsmith.
Because, you know, I'm fucking immature as fuck.
Right.
Sure.
You believe I'm one of the most mature people that
I would agree with you.
You have to be.
But I love dick jokes.
Right.
Fart jokes.
Cartoons,
Right.
see breakfast cereal on Saturday morning. Absolutely. I mean, for me, like, it was easy for me to walk away from comedy multiple times because I didn't get into comedy to win at comedy. I got into comedy to challenge myself. And I'll say that comedy did not do right by me. I always went in knowing, okay, this is a strength about me because I knew so much about comedy. Here's the thing about comedy. The joke's on you, not nobody else. When you're getting the applause, it's because you made a performing monkey of yourself. When you're the one people are going, we want to see you, we're buying tickets. It's so you can dance around in a dirty diaper and explain the smell. Right? Like, the entertainment business is like, come on, baby, put it on blast. Get that dirty, deep shit out. Like you said, the best shit is deep and dirty. That's what comedy is. The joke is always on you. So I never went in being like, I'm about to be, this is, let me tell you what this is about to be. Here's what it's about to be. You're going to have your chicken wings. You're going to be funny. You're going to get your $15 and fucking leave. Right? I didn't feel that comedy didn't do right by me because when I was in the scene like that, I was doing so much work, and I would go to DC Improv and talk to Sean Savoy, who's a guide. That guy shows up and he's like, "Let me help you out," right? And I asked him a question. I was like, "So tell me how you get in at DC Improv," and he said, "You just got to hang around." And I thought, on whose fucking money?
Right.
On whose time? I went to New York. when I was dating X, and I was in the scene, so I was like the same time. I went up to New York to do an open mic. I did the bringer. I paid for everybody's drinks because they came to see me, right? I'm not gonna be an asshole, but this is New York drinks. A bitch dropped like $150, right? Yeah. That's not the tolls. The tolls was $100. Right. This is like a $300 trip, and what you get back was you get a tape of you with the name of the club behind your head, so you can send that tape out to other venues and be like, "Look, I've played in New York before." I did a great set. They said, well, I had just started writing doula jokes because I was uncomfortable about talking about it with people in comedy. Like, I didn't know if audiences wanted to hear that shit. And they said, we loved your set. We wanted to hear more about the doula stuff. When you shifted back to sex jokes, we felt like, man, we want more. And I was like, oh, wow, like, great. I get home, I email the dude. I'm like, hey, can you send me the tape? He's like, oh, it didn't record. And then this was the response that killed it for me. This was the thing that killed it. He goes, now remember, 4 minutes for $5. I've been through all that. I've been through the competition shit where you got to bring people to clap. You don't got to be funniest. You got to be popular. It's a noise contest, right? So I've been through all that. I've seen all that. I've seen the guys sending the dick pics to the young people. I've seen all that shit. Now I'm going to New York to do my own furtherment. I lived in New York. Yeah. Drove back to it. And was like, let me try to do this shit from outside. And then I emailed him. He's like, the thing didn't record. And he said, I'll tell you what though, I'll do you a solid. Next time, you don't have to bring as many people.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
And I was like, I'm fucking done. Yeah. Like, I didn't know I was done, but like when I look back, I'm like, that was it. I just felt like there are so many people. Same reason I didn't get into the film business. There are people who are populating the gates. Holding the keys, and when they see you hungry, they dangling that carrot.
I'm like, hey man, if I see you on the street, I'll kill you.
Right. Don't let me catch you in a giant parking lot.
Kill you.
Right. And I felt like, man, I'm funny. I'm smart. I'm a team player. I don't ask for more than I'm due. There's no reason to treat me like that. I don't want to be a part of this system. I sit at home in a bathrobe, eating gummies, listening to music on YouTube, and fucking writing a hilarious book. I don't need to go through you.
You bitch.
That's how I feel.
Damn straight.
That's how I feel. Be cool to me, I'll be cool to you. I don't see no need to gatekeep on cool bitches. Like,
damn straight.
You know?
Well, man, I mean, we have passed 3 hours, Lil.
yeah, we really went into it, but I haven't seen you in years, so we needed to. We had a lot to cover.
Thank you so much for this. So happy to see you,
dude. So good to see you.
You have to come over and tell me your story.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Before we get out of here, any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Trust your instinct. Don't be on bullshit. You are not squeezed through a human being to make anybody else's life easier. Just honor yourself. And when you think you're feeling selfish, remember it's your life. When people are telling you to be self-centered, it's because they don't want your betterment for you. Do not be afraid to be a cunt. That's your power. Don't be afraid to be a cunt. Look that shit up and down and be like, that's not for me, honey. Don't curse no curses on it. I mean, maybe. You know, if they did something to you. But don't just march on. Walk towards your betterment. And everything's not going to go your way, but it's a much better way.
Yeah. I love it.
Man.
Oh, you got something?
I do have something.
Okay.
You normally ask me if I have something.
I do. I wasn't going to.
I normally don't have shit.
What do you got?
But today I have something.
What do you got, my bro?
Man, I have the privilege to have some really strong women in my life.
Yes.
And that is like, it's so valuable. It's so fucking valuable. Kim, you're one of them.
Oh, thank you, man.
And been through a lot, and I know the other keeps me going.
I know the other women you regard, so to put me in that light is very honorable. To say I appreciate that is to say the absolute least.
For sure, it's nothing but love from me, and that's pretty much I want to end it.
Thanks,
I love that group that I have.
Yeah. I love it.
It's awesome.
I love it.
Take us home.
It's Kim Ambrose. I was just joking earlier. I'm Leland Clayton. This is my co-host Valence Michaels.
Call back because I forgot.
This has been Life Thus Far.
Peace.
sludge.